Chapter 311. There are also 3 rooms downstairs, a kitchen, a woodshed and a dining room. Then I will build a 2-meter-high wall outside and dig a well. Our children can play in the yard every day, and we can also take our children to the beach every day and live a free and unfettered life. We can live a carefree life, Gu Lingqing said with imagination. Baiya listened to Gu Lingqing's words. His voice was deep, like the last note played by a cello. It was very pleasant to listen to. A sentence flashed through her mind. I have a family, facing the sea, with flowers blooming in the warmth of spring. She moved the stone to his side, and sat down beside him. She hugged Gu Lingqing's arm and leaned her head on his shoulder. Actually, we all have our own responsibilities. Your parents, your army, your promise. My parents, my promise, and my wish. However, as long as we're alive, there's hope. I promise you, after we've finished what we have to do, if you still want to come to this island, I'll accompany you. Gu Lingqing looked down at Baiya. His eyes softened and he raised the corner of his mouth. I suddenly feel grateful to LV Xingzhou. If it weren't for him, I don't know how you'd torture me. Baiya lowered her eyes and looked at the steaming pot noodles. All kinds of complicated thoughts flowed through her eyes. She used to resent the unfairness of fate, but she also thanked the heavens for their kindness and let her get love. Now when she thought of Gu Lingqing after her death, she felt very pitiful, and then resented the heavens. However, what was the use of resenting? In life, it was still up to oneself to choose how to go on. When she realized that her face was wet, she realized that she was crying again. Why are you crying? Gu Lingqing asked worriedly. He turned her shoulders so that she was facing him. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing with red eyes. I thought of our son. I think he's definitely not dead. He's still alive and safe, but I don't know where he is. I want to find him. I wonder if this wish can come true? As for our child, I've actually thought about it. If it's man-made, it won't be done by Su Jieran, your father, or my parents. But it's most likely done by someone on my side. If we can return alive this time, I promise you that within a year, I will definitely find our child, Gu Lingqing promised. It seems like we really have a lot of things to do. Baiya sighed. Gu Lingqing held her shoulders and pulled her into his arms. No matter what it is, we'll do it together. We'll definitely be able to solve everything. Baiya didn't say anything. He couldn't bear it, so he closed his eyes and dozed off. Hearing that Baiya did not reply, Gu Lingqing looked at her. Thinking that she had fallen asleep, she wanted to carry her. Baiya opened his eyes. Gu Lingqing smiled gently. Go to sleep if you're tired. Okay. Baiya climbed up the bamboo ladder and lay down. Gu Lingqing draped his clothes over her. It's cold tonight. Go to sleep first. I'll add some firewood and come up to accompany you. Baiya didn't sleep. After waiting for Gu Lingqing to come up, she draped his clothes over him and took the initiative to hug him, nestling in his arms. Baiya wasn't clingy. Even after sex, she wouldn't be so clingy. In fact, he liked her initiative and her clinginess. This way, it would make him feel that he was loved and needed by her. He kissed her on the forehead. They went to sleep early. After some time, Baiya woke up. The storm had already stopped. There was no pitter-patter of rain, only the sound of water dripping from the leaves. She smelled the fragrant air and took a deep breath. Gu Lingqing also opened his eyes. Morning, lazy little pig. What time is it? Baiya asked. Gu Lingqing glanced at his phone. It's 6:35. Do you want to sleep a little more? Baiya shook her head. She felt wet and uncomfortable. She wanted to get up and change to another one. Gu Lingqing went down first and stood at the bottom to protect her. After Baiya came down, he turned around and added some firewood. Baiya saw that the fire was still burning. She guessed that Gu Lingqing had gotten up several times during the night. After the storm, it should be difficult to walk in the forest. Why don't we take a look in the afternoon? Baiya asked. Gu Lingqing brought in the pot from outside and put it on the fire. After breakfast, I'll go out alone to cut down trees. There are many big trees on this island. It's not difficult to find a tree that can be made into a boat. I should be back before dark. You stay at home and don't go out, understand? You're going out alone? Baiya was a little worried. Gu Lingqing smiled gently. I have a gun and a knife with me. Don't worry. Walk slowly. Be careful of snakes and insects, Baya reminded him. Don't worry. What are we having for breakfast? Fish soup or pork ribs? Gu Lingqing asked. Pork ribs. I've thought of a way. We can bring a bag of sand onto the boat and bury the fish in the sand. If we expose the fish to the sun, the fish will be cooked. However, the pork won't be cooked, right? Gu Lingqing nodded. You're right. Let's have pork ribs then. Everything is ready now. We only lack the boat. Baya took out the pork ribs and poured them into the pot. The conditions were harsh and the water was scarce. They had washed it last time, so they didn't need to wash it this time. Gu Lingqing went out and put the wet wood on the beach to dry again. He found more than 10 pieces of wood that were still considered dry and put them in the house. Go and find some trees or leaves with a lot of fibers. I can weave the word rope, Baya said to Gu Lingqing. It's probably moist now. Is your abdomen better? You can rest for a day, Gu Lingqing said with concern. It's better now. I can put it on a rock to dry first. I have nothing to do when you're gone. I'm bored, Baya pleaded. Got it. Gu Lingqing went out and chopped 2 pieces. He put them on a rock. The pork ribs were almost done. Baya put the remaining mushrooms into the pot. Gu Lingqing passed her a few leaves. What are these? Baya was surprised. Put it in your mouth and chew it. Then spit it out. I found it yesterday. It's like toothpaste. It can strengthen your teeth. Gu Lingqing threw a few leaves into her mouth, chewed it and spat it out. Baya chewed it too. It was cool and bitter. Gu Lingqing left after breakfast. Before he left, Baya picked out most of the pork ribs and put them in a bamboo tube for him to take away. Wait for me at home, Gu Lingqing instructed. He kissed her on the forehead and turned to leave. After some time, Baya was still weaving rope when she heard Su Jiran's voice. Xiaoya. Her heart tightened, and she looked up in surprise. Chapter 312. Baya stood up in shock. The knitting rope in her hands fell to the ground. She asked in surprise, Why are you here? I'll take you away first. We'll talk on the boat, Su Jiran said and jumped in. Baya stood still, her brows furrowed, and her breathing became uneven. Leave. What about Gu Lingqing? If she told Su Jiran that Gu Lingqing was here? No, Su Jiran would not take Gu Lingqing away. He might even kill Gu Lingqing here. She could not tell Su Jiran that Gu Lingqing was here too. If she said that she would not leave, Su Jiran would definitely be suspicious. He would not leave either. When Gu Lingqing came back, he would meet Gu Lingqing. Wait for me outside. I'll pack up and leave, Baya said. Su Jiran looked at the simple little house. From the bamboo board, to the firewood in the corner and the pig leg on the ground, his eyes became colder every time he saw something. He squinted and glanced at Baya. His pale face had replaced the joy he had when he saw her just now. Who else lives here besides you? Su Jiran asked. I live alone, Baya answered. You built all these? Su Jiran did not believe it. He looked at Baya's eyes. Baya looked at Su Jiran calmly. From the color of the bamboo, Su Jiran would not believe her if she said that this house was here when she came. Yes, Baya answered. Su Jiran sneered and looked at the food. Where's the pig leg over there? Did you hunt it as well? I asked someone else for it. There are other families living on this island. If you don't believe me, I can take you there now, Baya said coldly, staring at Su Jiran without blinking. She thought that if Su Jiran insisted on going, she would take him to the bamboo house and pretend to faint halfway. After that, everything would depend on the will of the heavens. Su Jiran pursed his lips and put his arm around Baya's waist to pull her to his side. Since you've told me so much, I'll definitely believe you. There's nothing to clean up here. Are you going to take these pork legs and fish away? My period is coming. I don't think you have any female products on your ship, right? Baya asked. Su Jiran was even more surprised. You're on your period. How do you solve it here? Wait for me. Baya climbed onto the bed and opened a sanitary napkin. She scattered the ashes inside and wrote one word, wait. She came down with the other sanitary napkins and said to Su Jiran, let's go. Su Jiran looked at the bed suspiciously. Baya was afraid that he would find out something, so she went out first. Su Jiran brought 6 of his men and stood in 2 rows, standing at attention. Su Jiran's white cruise ship was parked on the sea. Under the sunlight, it reflected a dazzling light. She estimated that it would take more than 6 hours for her to go back. If she informed Song Shiyu to pick her up, it would be 12 hours later. If Gu Lingqing came back too late and it was too dark, he would not be able to see the words she left on the bed. If he could not find her, he would think that she had gone out to look for her. She still had to leave a mark for him. Why aren't you leaving? Su Jiran stood behind her and asked. Baya turned around and looked at Su Jiran. It's not a pity for those fish. I caught them with a net. Those wild boar legs are very rare. It's a pity that we didn't take them with us. We'll be back for more than 6 hours. I'll make wild boar meat for you. Okay, Su Jiran replied. Baya walked towards the house. Su Jiran looked at Baya's back and ordered his men beside him. You stay on the island with 2 people. See who lives with Baya. If it's a man, no matter who he is, kill him. Yes. Baya returned to the small house. She took a piece of wood that had not burned out and wrote on a stone. Left by boat. Wait. She covered the stone with the leaves, afraid that Su Jiran would come in and find out. She took the 2 boar legs and walked out. She saw Su Jiran standing alone on the beach. She lowered her eyes and walked towards him. Su Jiran took the boar leg from her hands and picked it up to size it up. This boar leg looks good. Are there a lot of wild animals on this island? I've been on the island for 4 days. I haven't seen any wild animals, but there are a lot of fish and crabs, Baya said simply and walked towards the deck. Su Jiran followed behind her. After boarding the boat, he handed the boar leg to his men. Baya walked straight to the cockpit and asked casually, Are you the one driving the boat? Su Jiran looked at her coldly and did not stop her. Baya walked to the door of the cockpit and saw 2 people in uniform sitting inside. She looked at the nautical chart and noted down the latitude and longitude of this place. So you're not the one driving the boat? Baya smiled slightly and looked at Su Jiran. Su Jiran's lips curled into a smile, but his eyes were cold. He already knew why she came to the cockpit. Xiaoya, do you remember what you promised me? Baya's body trembled, and she looked at Su Jiran with a dark expression. I remember. Su Jiran put his hand on her waist gently. We haven't seen each other for so long. I'm afraid you won't remember. Don't do anything that you'll regret. I've given you a few chances, and you've used up your last one. Do you understand? Baya lowered her eyes. Her long eyelashes left a black silhouette under her eyelids, covering the flowing light in her eyes. She had already made up her mind. Even if she only had 20 days to live, she would spend 19 days with Gu Lingqing. She did not want to hurt him anymore. One day at a time was one day at a time. She was compromising now because she had no choice but to be found by him. Also, she could only find someone to save Gu Lingqing when she returned. You haven't told me how you found me. Baya changed the topic. A fishing boat called the police. It said that it saw a girl crying for help on an isolated island. It even took a photo. I saw it and thought it looked like you, so I came over, Su Jiran explained. Called the police? No wonder the fishing boat didn't come close. It was very safe. If you didn't cry for help, I would have thought that you ran away again. I almost issued a global arrest warrant, Su Jiran said jokingly, but his eyes did not look like he was joking at all. That fisherman definitely didn't call the police at the Bell and Drum District Police Station. I was framed by the Bell and Drum District Police Chief, Chen Bin. He's LV Xingzhou's man, and I know that LV Xingzhou is the mastermind behind the family extermination case, Baya said solemnly. Do you have any proof? If you don't, no one will believe your words. After all, the people you're targeting are the Jinyuan City Bell and Drum District Police Chief, and the governor of Jie Province. Chapter 313. I don't have any evidence. Have you eaten? Is there a place to cook on your ship? I'll cook for you. Baya changed the topic. She just wanted to reach the shore safely and find a chance to inform Song Shiyu. Not yet. Follow me. Su Jiran turned around, and stopped after taking 2 steps. Baya also stopped and kept a safe distance from him. Su Jiran glanced at Baya with a cold gaze and ordered, "Take 2 steps forward." Baya knitted her brows and took 2 steps forward. Su Jiran took a big step forward and hugged her waist, pulling her to his side. "Why are you so distant?" She lifted her head to look at him. 3 years had passed, but the passage of time had not left any traces on Su Jiran's face. Just based on his appearance, he was still as handsome as ever. His pair of flirtatious eyes shone with a seductive luster. She still remembered the first time they met. Her mother had a relapse and bumped into him. Not only did he not target her, but he also helped her and allowed her mother to receive good treatment. Before they got married, he helped her find a job and solved her problems at work. He sent flowers to her company every day. When she worked overtime, he would send her supper. In winter, when her hands were cold, he would hold her hand and put it in his pocket. She remembered all the things he did for her. It was just that those things were deliberately planned by him. After they got married, she fell into endless darkness. She and Su Jiran did not have a good beginning, so naturally, there would not be a good ending. Now he was just possessive and conquering her. Love. It had long been lost in the river of time. "I haven't bathed or washed my hair for a few days. Don't you think I smell?" Baya said indifferently. Su Jiran sniffed her body and then her neck. He sniffed again. His breath fell on her skin. She felt itchy and took a step back. This action completely infuriated Su Jiran. He grabbed her chin and kissed her on the lips. Baya was shocked and pushed Su Jiran away. A sharp glint flashed past Su Jiran's eyes. He rushed over like a thunderstorm. Arrogant and domineering, he lifted Baya up. Baya sensed the danger and screamed, "Let me go!" Su Jiran's sharpness grew. He said in a sinister tone, "Why should I let you go? You are my woman. I have given you too many chances in time. I won't let you go again. I won't let you go." "Don't be like this," Baya said sharply. His voice was trembling. He kicked the door open, threw Baya on the bed, and untied his tie. Baya's eyes were wide open. They were filled with fear and panic. She rolled down from the bed and hid at the side of the bed. She looked at Su Jiran defensively. Su Jiran sneered and said coldly, "Last time you said your aunt was here. It has been a few days since you left. I don't believe you haven't recovered." Baya trembled and clenched her fists. She really wanted to jump off the boat and end it all. However, Gu Lingqing was still on the deserted island. She wanted to inform others to rescue Gu Lingqing. She could die a worthy death. "I really can't. I was forced to fall into the sea last time, and I haven't recovered. Su Jiran, don't do this." Baya begged. "Don't do this? Heh." Su Jiran sneered and walked forward. Baya stood up subconsciously and stepped back. A crack appeared in Su Jiran's eyes. He said sternly, "Don't do this, or don't you want to do this? You never thought of giving yourself to me. Why should I give myself to you? How did you treat me when we were married?" Baya shouted back. "When I was young and frivolous, I was blinded by hatred. When I was young and frivolous, I was blinded by hatred. I've said that I've changed. How did I treat you? How did Gu Lingqing treat you? Gu Lingqing was the one who brought you more pain. At least I didn't have children with other women. Gu Lingqing still has Zhou Heilin's child." Su Jiran took off his clothes and walked toward Baya. "You forced me, hurt the person I love, and injected poison into me. This is how you treat me. Do you think I will fall in love with you? Gu Lingqing brought me pain because he lost his memory. I didn't blame him at all. In your heart, he is good and I am bad. What else can I say?" Su Jiran was completely crazy. He really loved her. She didn't know that after she disappeared, he hadn't slept a wink. He had already mobilized everyone to look for her. He loved her, so he tolerated and forgave her again and again. He loved her, so he offended Gu Lingqing. One must know that Gu Lingqing's power and background were very powerful. However, she didn't believe in his love at all. In her eyes, Gu Lingqing was good and he was bad. His heart hurt so much that it was about to explode. Was the heavens punishing him? Punishing him for toying with too many people's feelings in the past, so he was destined to never get the woman he wanted. Su Jiran clenched his teeth. That's right. I, Sujiran, have never loved you, Baya. I just don't want my things to be taken away by others, and I don't want Gu Lingqing to take them away. If they are destined to be taken away, then I will destroy them, and I will also destroy the person who took them away from me. Let me tell you, Baya, you are just a plaything of mine. Now, whether you are on your period or not, I have decided to *CK you. Also, do you think I don't know? The person who lives on the island with you is Gu Lingqing. Other than Gu Lingqing, you are not willing to live with other men. You even went to the cockpit to look at the latitude and longitude of the deserted island. You wanted to inform his people to save him. Do you think Gu Lingqing will live past tonight? I'm sorry, but my people are already lying in ambush on the island. He is dead meat. I will not let him live. If you obey me, I will give you a way out. If you disobey me, I will make sure that you and Gu Lingqing die far away. I will make it impossible for the two of you to be together forever. Sujiran, you are despicable. Baya roared hysterically. In your eyes, I am already a despicable person. I am wicked beyond redemption. If I don't do something despicable, I will let you down. Sujiran rushed towards Baya. Baya jumped out of the window. Sujiran chased after her. She straddled the railing. Sujiran's heart tightened. He stopped and shouted, "What are you doing? Don't you want to live anymore?" You know that I don't want to live. In fact, I didn't want to live more than 3 years ago. This time, don't save me. Even if you save me, I won't be grateful to you, and I won't fall in love with you. If I have the chance, I will kill you. Baya said resolutely. Gu Lingqing was dead. She no longer had the desire to live. To live, she was still controlled by Sujiran. Chapter 314. Baya, if you dare to jump, I, Sujiran, swear to you that I will make Bai Bing Lu Shuang, and everyone you care about die with you, Sujiran warned. Baya smiled, and tears flowed from her eyes. The people I care about include you. Sujiran paused. His soul seemed to have been hit by something violently, and he was in a trance. Baya did not hesitate and jumped off the boat. Her whole body hit the surface of the sea, and it hurt a little. However, the pain was not in her heart, so it did not matter. She watched herself slowly fall. The surroundings were very quiet, so quiet that she could hear the sound of gurgling in her ears. The seawater was very blue, as if it could wash away all the filth on a person's body. Finally, she died. If she had known that she would live such a painful life after living for 3 years, she would not have come back to life. It was a pity that she dragged Gu Lingqing down, dragged him down. It was all her obsession, her selfishness, her bad luck, her fault. If there was a next life, she would definitely not drag Gu Lingqing down again. The oxygen in her lungs was getting lesser and lesser. She clenched her fists, opened her mouth, and inhaled a lot of liquid. Her nose, chest, lungs, brain, and entire body felt so uncomfortable that it was about to explode. Vaguely, she saw Sujiran swimming towards her. The last bit of breath flowed out of her body. Her body was as light as the seaweed in the sea, sinking to the bottom of the sea with the waves. Sujiran sped up. Thinking that she would die, his heart ached so much that he could not breathe. He held her shoulders and swam upwards. 2 minutes later, he brought Baya out of the sea. Baya's face was pale, and her lips were purple. She hung her head as if she was lifeless. Sujiran was very flustered, and he shook Baya's shoulders. Baya, don't die. I won't allow you to die. Do you hear me? If you die, I will definitely not let Gu Lingqing go. If you wake up now, I will ask them to let Gu Lingqing go. Do you hear me? Baya was still unconscious and motionless. Commander, one of his men shouted, lowering the ladder. Sujiran carried her with one arm and stepped onto the rope ladder. His men pulled him up. He immediately performed mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Baya. After 10 times, Baya still did not wake up. As long as Baya did not wake up, he would not stop. After a long time, Baya coughed softly. Sujiran looked at Baya in surprise. She was still unconscious. His eyes dimmed again. One night Sujiran sat at the head of the bed and looked at the unconscious Baya. His eyes were filled with emotions. The doctor said that all her vital signs were normal. There was no water in her lungs or brain, but she just wouldn't wake up. Xiaoya, let me tell you a piece of good news. None of my men came back, so Gu Lingqing should still be alive, Su Jiran said. Baiyi still had no reaction at all. She was as beautiful as a statue. Su Jiran felt helpless. He caressed her head. In the past, I wanted you to stay by my side. Don't run away anymore. Don't run to Gu Lingqing's side. Now you're by my side, but in such a way. You said that I don't love you. If I don't love you, why would I do so much for you? There are many people who are prettier than you, younger than you, and more beautiful than you. You don't even have a good temper. Even if you're a toy, you're not qualified. You and I aren't young anymore. I don't have time to play love games. Do you know, Xiaoya? I really love you. So don't worry, I won't let you die. Even if you're in a vegetative state, I'll take care of you for the rest of your life. The only response he got was silence. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock on the door. Su Jiran looked at the door in annoyance. Come in. Commander-in-Chief, Gu Lingqing is back. He's outside with his men. He's asking for you, Su Jiran's subordinate, Hulan reported. Su Jiran twitched the corner of his mouth and smiled. He asked me for her, so I have to give her to him. Who does he think I am? Where is this place? How many men and weapons did he bring? He brought a few hundred men and they're all armed. There are also 10 tanks. It's a big battle formation, Hulan said worriedly. What are you afraid of? Do you think my men and weapons are all vegetarians? If they step into my villa, kill them on the spot, Su Jiran ordered sternly. Commander-in-Chief. Hulan risked her life to shout. She lowered her head and said, I don't think it's worth it for a vegetative state. Su Jiran slapped her. What do you mean by it's not worth it for a vegetative state? The vegetative state lying on the bed is my wife. Listen to my orders and prepare for war. Su Jiran's phone rang. He saw that it was the president's and picked it up. Jiran, what's going on? Gu Lingqing brought a large group of people to your doorstep to ask for you. Who are you hiding? The president asked, puzzled. He wants my wife. If I give my wife to him, I'll lose face. I won't hand her over to him. Let's start the war, Su Jiran said with certainty. No, Jiran, listen to me. If the internal conflict is so intense, not only will it affect the unity of the country and other parties, it will also cause international speculation and enemy countries to take advantage of the situation. It will also affect country A's status in the international community. I don't suggest starting a war. Talk to Gu Lingqing. His attitude is too firm. He's saying that I ordered you to do it, and he's trying to frame him. After all, he's the leader of the special forces and your actions represent me. So if you can't negotiate in half an hour, I'll withdraw my armed forces from your place, the president said apologetically. Su Jiran immediately understood the main point. You mean you'll help Gu Lingqing and not me? I'm not helping Gu Lingqing. It's just that if you start a war, it will really affect the unity of the country. I can only withdraw your armed forces to maintain peace, the president explained. Su Jiran understood and sneered. Gu Lingqing's people listened to Gu Lingqing and not the president. The president couldn't do anything about it, and he couldn't stop it. Moreover, he was more afraid of offending Gu Lingqing. However, he was different. To put it bluntly, he was the president's dog. Many people could replace his position. At a critical moment, the president would definitely sacrifice him. Su Jiran walked out of the car. Gu Lingqing also got out of the car. He walked in front of Gu Lingqing and went straight to the point. Do you know why Baiyi still didn't choose to be with you when you were released? Baiyi chose to be with me. Now, you're the one who imprisoned her. Su Jiran, I must take her away today, Gu Lingqing said firmly. Take her away? Do you want to take her body away? Su Jiran said coldly. Gu Lingqing's eyes were sharp. If she dies, I'll bury you with her. Chapter 315. As soon as Su Jiran finished his words, Gu Lingqing punched at Su Jiran's face. Su Jiran retreated a few steps and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with his thumb. He sneered and a sharp glint flashed in his eyes as he punched towards Gu Lingqing. The wind from his punch was strong and his speed was fast. He had wanted to beat up Gu Lingqing for a long time. When Baiya was still his woman, she came to provoke him and made him a cuckold. He had endured it until now. Gu Lingqing turned sideways and dodged Su Jiran's punch. He held his arm and pushed him along the direction of his strength. Su Jiran realized Gu Lingqing's intention. He held back the strength of his punch and rushed past Gu Lingqing. At the same time he kicked backward. Gu Lingqing stepped back and dodged Su Jiran's kick. Gu Lingqing also loosened his grip on Su Jiran. Su Jiran punched again. Gu Lingqing pushed his arm away and also punched at Su Jiran's head. Su Jiran lowered his head and dodged. When his elbow hit Gu Lingqing, he was also kicked by Gu Lingqing. After that, the two of them wrestled with each other. Su Jiran's soldiers and Gu Lingqing's soldiers looked at each other. They looked at each other, and then looked at their own boss. With a bang, the sound of a pistol was heard. Everyone looked at the person who fired the gun. Su Zheng and Gu Lingqing's father both brought a group of people. What a scandal! Gu Lingqing's father, Gu Tianhang, said angrily. Get up, all of you. Su Zheng also said sternly. Su Jiran stood up lazily and patted the dust on his body. Gu Lingqing also stood up. He tightened his jaw and looked ahead with a cold expression. His eyes were filled with disdain for all heroes. Follow me, Gu Tianhang said to Gu Lingqing. Let's go home and drink milk. Su Jiran said sarcastically. Gu Lingqing's sharp gaze swept over Su Jiran. Now he knew why Baiya chose to leave him after he was released, why Baiya insisted on leaving the deserted island, and why Baiya made him promise to live well after she died. He knew that Su Jiran was despicable, but he didn't expect him to be despicable enough to poison Baiya. If you have something to say, come at me. Don't target Baiya, Gu Lingqing said sternly. I can do whatever I want with my woman. What does that have to do with you? Also, if I have something to do with you? Sorry, you are nothing in my eyes. I don't have time to waste on you. Su Jiran retorted. Gu Lingqing grabbed Su Jiran's collar and pulled him up. Where is Baiya now? I want to see her. Su Jiran raised his chin and curled up the corner of his mouth. He said evilly, she is my woman. Why should I let you see her whenever you want to? I won't let you see her. I won't let you see her for the rest of your life. Gu Lingqing clenched his teeth and pulled Su Jiran in front of him. You tried to kill me first. If I take you to the military court, I promise you won't see the sun tomorrow. Su Jiran was not afraid at all. He let go of Gu Lingqing's hand and straightened his clothes. He said lazily, if you have evidence, you can take me to the military court. But don't blame me for not reminding you. If I die, I will let Baiya die with me. Gu Lingqing locked Su Jiran in a death grip. Su Jiran guessed it right. Firstly, there was no evidence. Secondly, Baiya was his weakness. For Baiya, he would not take Su Jiran to the military court. This pressure shrouded his heart. He could not vent it. He clenched his fists so hard that the veins on the back of his hands were bulging. Su Jiran seemed to have seen through it. He smiled arrogantly. What's mine is mine. Others can't get it no matter how hard they try. Gu Lingqing punched Su Jiran's face again. He spat out a mouthful of blood. One of his teeth was knocked out. F***ck Su Jiran was enraged. He picked up his gun and aimed it at Gu Lingqing's head. He loaded the gun. Gu Tianhong's eyes narrowed. He picked up his gun and aimed it at Su Jiran. Do you think the Gu family is jealous? The soldiers saw that the situation was not right. They all picked up their guns. Their foreheads and noses were covered in cold sweat. If anyone opened fire, there would definitely be countless casualties. Everyone held their breath. The surroundings were eerily quiet. Su Zheng looked at Gu Tianhang, then looked at Su Jiran. His phone rang. When he saw that it was from the president, he quickly picked it up. Old Gu Lingqing, Jiran, the president called. He wants us to go to the president's palace. It's urgent, Su Zheng said. Gu Tianhang was the first to take out his gun. Su Jiran looked at Gu Lingqing coldly. He didn't want to take out his gun. Gu Lingqing pursed his lips. He was neither servile nor overbearing. He was fearless in the face of danger. He looked at death calmly. His eyes were focused and sharp. He had an awe-inspiring dignity. Su Jiran thought of the president's words. If he couldn't solve it in half an hour, his people would be dismissed. Only with power could he be invincible. He took out his gun. That's good. The president wants us to go now. I've arranged a plane. Let's go together, Su Zheng said to everyone. The roaring sound of the plane's engine could be heard from afar. Gu Lingqing looked at the window of Su Jiran's villa. He narrowed his eyes. There was an obscure look in his dark eyes. If he guessed correctly, Baiya was inside. He should protect his woman. He didn't know how Xiaoya was doing now. President Palace Su Jiran was there. Gu Lingqing was there. Gu Tianheng was there. Su Zheng was there. Shen Yan was there. The president said with a smile, "We're all brothers. Why can't we solve it? Why do we need to fight? Su Jiran kidnapped my wife. It's not too much for me to ask for my wife back, right?" Gu Lingqing asked coldly. Su Jiran smiled. "She's your ex-wife. Your ex-wife is also my ex-wife. She's willing to be with me. Are you going to snatch her away from me? Are you really going to snatch her away from me? You injected the virus into my wife. If she was willing, why did you do it?" Gu Lingqing asked coldly. "That's because she's willing. Whether she was willing or not, let her say it herself. If she wasn't willing, then please detoxify her immediately and don't imprison her anymore. Can you do that?" Gu Lingqing asked powerfully. "The problem is that she can't say it now. She accidentally fell into the sea. After I rescued her, she has been in a coma until now," Su Jiran said coldly. "What? How did she fall into the sea?" Gu Lingqing was shocked. "That's the question for you. She wanted to go with me, but you didn't let her. You pushed her into the sea," Su Jiran said coldly. Gu Lingqing slammed the table and stood up. He said sternly, "You're talking nonsense. Did you push her into the sea?" Su Jiran leaned on the chair lazily. "If I pushed her into the sea, why would I rescue her?" Su Jiran. Gu Lingqing was so angry that he was about to explode. His whole body was like a taut string that could explode at any time. Su Jiran's phone rang. He saw that it was Hu Lan's and answered, "What's up?" Chapter 316. What? Su Jiran took his phone and walked to the side. He lowered his voice and said, "You said that Xiaoya is missing. How did she disappear?" "I don't know. I went to Miss Bai's room just now. There was no one on the bed," Hulan said, trembling. "She woke up? Look around the villa. She shouldn't have gone far," Su Jiran said anxiously. "We've searched every corner of the villa. We've checked the CCTV too. No one walked out of Miss Bai's room," Hulan reported. Su Jiran understood. He swiped his phone and strode towards Gu Lingqing. He picked up Gu Lingqing's collar. Gu Lingqing pushed him away and said sternly, "Get lost." "Gu Lingqing, are you crazy? Without me, Baiya wouldn't be able to live for more than a month. You actually got someone from the shadows to kidnap her?" Su Jiran said angrily. Gu Lingqing frowned. "What do you mean by that? Xiaoya was kidnapped?" Su Jiran saw the clues. His heart skipped a beat. He had a bad premonition and a chill ran down his spine. "It wasn't you?" Gu Lingqing was also worried. "Where is Xiaoya now? Who would kidnap her?" "Su Jiran, how many people have you offended?" Su Jiran sat on the sofa. His eyes flickered quickly and his face was pale. He had indeed offended a lot of people. However, which one of them didn't have the ability to kidnap Baiya? "It really wasn't you?" Gu Lingqing was anxious and worried. He ran towards the door. "I'll deal with you after I find Baiya." Su Jiran saw that Gu Lingqing had left. He nodded to the president and said, "Mr. President, my wife has been kidnapped. I have to leave first." Before the president could recover, Su Jiran was already running toward the door. Gu Tianheng looked at Gu Lingqing's back as he walked away and said angrily, "Our family is unfortunate to have provoked a jinx." "What a jinx?" He also stood up. He wanted to find Baiya before they did. Once he killed Baiya, he would not have to worry. "Mr. President, I'll be leaving first." Seeing that Gu Tianheng was leaving, Su Zheng followed suit. "Old Gu, wait for me." Only Shen Yan and the president were left in the room. "Who is that woman?" How could she make Su Jiaran and Gu Lingqing fall head over heels in love with her? The president asked in surprise. Shen Yiyan smiled coquettishly. That's a good thing. Gu Lingqing and Su Jiaran are restraining and suppressing each other. If Gu Lingqing had married Su Zheng's daughter, Gu Lingqing would be the president instead of me. You're right. But will it affect the internal unity in the long run? Gu Lingqing has the military's morale, and Su Jiaran is cruel and merciless. Both of them are not easy to deal with. You'll be in office this year, but you're still young. You can't have any accidents, the president said worriedly. Shen Yiyan swirled the wine glass elegantly and looked at the red liquid in the glass charmingly. He said confidently, "What if I have all of their weaknesses in my hands?" What do you mean? The president did not quite understand. Shen Yiyan smiled meaningfully. His eyes were unparalleled and full of confidence. The president saw that he did not say anything and nodded. He was quite satisfied with his son's performance in the past few years. It's good that you have your own plans. Remember these words from your father. A lack of forbearance in small matters will spoil great plans. You must be ruthless and not soft-hearted. You're an emperor. You must prioritize national affairs. You must pay equal attention to kindness and authority. Check and balance are the most important. Know yourself and know your enemy. Only then can you win every battle. Okay, Shen Yiyan answered. By the way, after you take office, marry Princess Anna of Country K. Country K is very important to our stability in the international market, and is also an important diplomatic support for our country. In addition, her mother is the Princess Royal of Country S. Country S is a big country with oil and mineral resources. She needs to visit her uncle more often. The president told him. Shen Yiyan looked down. His charming eyes were dark and gloomy. He put down the wine glass and said, "Dad, have you ever thought of marrying Su Jiaran's mother?" The president shook his head. "I can distinguish between national affairs. If mother asks you to break off your relationship with Xiongdani, will you do so?" Shen Yiyan asked. "I will, but your mother is very virtuous. She is well educated and tolerant. I'm very lucky to have her." When the president mentioned his wife, his face was full of tenderness. Shen Yiyan chuckled. "I saw a joke the last time. The wife asked her husband, 'If your mother and I fell into the river at the same time, who would you save first?' The husband asked, 'Your father and I went to visit prostitutes together and were caught at the same time. You only have enough money to bail out one person. Who would you save first?' What do you mean?" the president asked. Shen Yiyan smiled. "Since she is already very lucky, I should treat her better. I'll take my leave first." The president was speechless. Shen Yiyan stood up and adjusted his clothes. He looked at the president. "Soon, you will no longer be the president. You can retire and not be responsible for the country. Will you marry Su Jiaran's mother?" The president shook his head. Shen Yiyan did not say anything. He turned around and left. 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, spring passed and autumn came. 2 years had passed. Gu Lingqing did not find Baiya. Su Jiaran did not find Baiya either. Gu Lingqing caught Chen Bin, the fisherman, and the assassin. Lu Xingzhou was sentenced to death. In the same year, Luliang City and the people from Xinjiang Construction Company were also sentenced to death. Xing Bachuan took advantage of his position to seek personal gains of up to 1.3 billion yuan. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison and deprived of political rights for life. Xing Jinyan was sentenced to 13 years in prison, and all his assets were confiscated. The strange thing was that Lu Xingzhou and Luliang City did not mention anything about the massacre of the village. Even though they were sentenced to death, they did not say that they had anything to do with him. Therefore, among the 5 people who massacred the village, other than Governor Cheng, Luliang City, Lu Xingzhou, and Xing Bachuan, there was one more person. There was no clue at all. Gu Lingqing vaguely felt that the person who disappeared in the end must be someone of high status and power. He was so important that even a sinister person like Lu Xingzhou did not dare to mention him. Could Xiaoye have been taken away by that person? Unfortunately, that person and Xiaoye seemed to have vanished from the world. There was no news at all. During the first year of Baiye's disappearance, Gu Lingqing often woke up from his dreams. Every time, he dreamed that Baiye's face was covered in blood and he was begging him for help. When he woke up, he was at his wits' end again. Alcohol and cigarettes became necessities in his life. Because of excessive drinking, he had a gastric hemorrhage. He went to the hospital for emergency treatment and almost died. He was still alive. Subconsciously, he wanted to go with Baiye. After he was saved, he continued to drink and smoke. He was depressed until one day, a farmer sent a child to him. Chapter 3:17. He asked the farmer how he and Baiye's child came to be. The farmer said that more than 6 years ago, a man gave him the child and let him raise it. He gave him 3,000 yuan a month. Then, the man asked him to send the child to a man named Gu Lingqing. He didn't know anything else. He asked the farmer if he could describe the man's appearance. The farmer shook his head and didn't say anything. He didn't know if the farmer didn't know the man's appearance, or if he really didn't know. He checked the farmer's background and the people in the farmer's village. There was no problem. The farmer was an honest farmer who lived in a remote mountain village. The others didn't know where the child came from, and they had never seen the man that the farmer mentioned. He wondered if the reason why he returned the child at this time was because he didn't want to see the farmer give up on himself. The child must have been taken away by someone on his side. He went to visit the chief that he had met when he was on a mission, General Kai Qingyan. Unfortunately, General Kai Qingyan had already passed away 3 months ago when he arrived. Everything seemed to be a mystery. He couldn't find the exit, nor could he find any clues. He named the child Gu Yan to continue their relationship, to continue all the unfinished love. He also temporarily left the military and inherited the family business. If he found Baiye, he would bring Baiye to travel around the world and live a peaceful life. Unfortunately, another year passed, and he still couldn't find Baiye. Zhou Hailan was diagnosed with diabetes, and Gu Lingqing took the other child, Gu Ruoxin, to take care of him so that the 2 children wouldn't be lonely. It was the first day of school, and Gu Ruoxin and Gu Yan were about to enter the 1st grade. The school let the 1st graders go to school a day earlier to get to know each other. They also organized a parents' meeting, and all the parents gathered in the hall. Gu Lingqing saw Su Jiran. Su Jiran also saw Gu Lingqing. They looked at each other, and Gu Lingqing turned his face away, ignoring him, and walked to the back. Su Jiran stood in front of him and questioned, "Why did you leave the military? Why didn't you deal with me? My research on the antidote has failed. Baiye is dead for sure." Gu Lingqing looked at Su Jiran coldly. "For people like you, if Xiaoye is still alive, you should watch me and Xiaoye live happily together. If Xiaoye is dead, I can't let her die. You are not qualified to die with her." Su Jiran lowered his eyes. "She's already dead. If she wasn't dead, the people who captured her would have come to threaten you or me, but they didn't. She will always live in my heart. Get out of my way," Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Su Jiran looked up at him. "Xiaoye is really dead. I poisoned her with my own hands. The research on the antidote failed and no one can save her. That day on the ship, I wanted to have sex with her. She jumped off the ship into the sea. When I fished her out of the water, she was already dead. In the end, it's me. It's all me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's her death. Gu Lingqing, look for me to avenge her. Why are you leaving me hanging like this?" Gu Lingqing ignored him. He pushed him away, walked past him, and sat on the last seat. Su Jiran followed behind him and sat down next to him. His eyes were filled with despondency, pessimism, and self-blame. He thought that by threatening his life, he could keep Xiaoye by his side. He still didn't ask for her love. He just wanted her to stay with him. In the end, Baiye didn't even let him know where she died. Compared to never seeing her again, he should have let go. He already knew that he was wrong. "Gu Lingqing, don't let me go. I'm the culprit who killed Baiye," Su Jiran said in a low voice. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything. He looked at the teacher who walked in. His thoughts drifted away. He remembered that Baiye told him many wishes. All of them were just to persuade him not to seek death. He knew it. He understood it. Now that he and her child had returned to him, He couldn't die. But Xiaoya, where are you? Gu Lingqing, did you hear what I said? Su Jiran frowned and asked. What did you say? I don't want to hear it. I won't kill you, but it doesn't mean that I want to see you. Don't appear in front of me again. Gu Lingqing said coldly. If you don't take revenge on me, you'll regret it, Su Jiran warned. He was annoyed and left through the back door. The teacher glanced at Su Jiran, twitched the corner of his mouth and continued. It's very important for the first graders to form habits. Parents, please supervise your children's study habits and try to finish their homework before doing other things. In the past, when the children were in kindergarten, many families would take their children away after informing the teacher. When the parents went out for a trip, they would tell the teacher and take their children away. But when it came to the primary school, this kind of thing was not allowed. If you want to leave for half a day, you can tell me. If you want to leave for a day, I have to ask the principal. If you want to leave for 2 or more days, you must have a valid reason or a sick leave certificate from the hospital. In the future, leave your children to us. We will be responsible for you and your children. But parents are the best teachers for their children. I hope that parents will set an example for their children. Involuntarily, Gu Lingqing thought of Baiye again. If Baiye was still alive, she would definitely be a good mother. She would definitely teach her children well. Gu Lingqing's heart was tightly entangled by the poisonous vines. A wave of bitterness flowed out. Xiaoya was really cruel. She disappeared just like that. She didn't even leave him a single message. After the parent-teacher meeting, Gu Lingqing picked up the 2 children and went straight to his office. The assistant knocked on the door. President Gu, there are 10 tutors coming for an interview today. Call them to the meeting room, Gu Lingqing ordered. Yes. By the time Gu Lingqing arrived at the meeting 5 minutes later, the 10 interviewees had already arrived. He sat on the boss's chair. It was a habit he had developed over a long period of time in the military. Even in his own space, his back was ramrod straight. I need a tutor who can spend the night with the child. They will be full-time on Saturday and Sunday after school. If anyone feels that the time is not suitable, they can leave early. After he said that, 7 of the 10 interviewees left. Only 3 remained, 1 male and 2 females. Gu Lingqing glanced at their faces. Tell me about your advantages. I would like to know how much the tutors are paid, President Gu? The only male interviewee asked. Tell me about your advantages first. If you don't have any advantages, what's the point of telling you? Gu Lingqing said coldly. Chapter 318. Gu Lingqing nodded. He looked quite satisfied and looked at the girl in the middle. The girl in the middle smiled and said, I used to be a language teacher in primary schools. I've taught the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade classes. I'm more familiar with the current education program in primary schools. I'm sure I can teach your son well. Gu Lingqing nodded and looked at the last girl. At first glance, she was very beautiful. Her facial features were exquisite and flawless. Her skin was fair and smooth like a jade belt. In particular, her pair of big eyes were abnormally calm, like the vast ocean. She didn't have the impetuosity of the modern beautiful girls. The only thing that didn't fit the modern aesthetic was her figure. She was slightly plump and rather round. Hello, Mr. Gu. My name is Wu Nian. I'm 28 years old this year. I've been working in an orphanage in Sea City. I think your child doesn't lack education. They have education. Maybe they have more education than the average person. More likely, they are smarter than the average child. I can help them develop good habits. Secondly, I won't let them feel lonely spiritually. Gu Lingqing frowned slightly. Why won't you let them feel lonely spiritually? There's something to do. There's a goal that needs to be achieved. They'll work hard for the goal. They'll use hard work to replace longing and loneliness. This is a process of guidance, Wu Nian explained. What if it's useless even if they work hard? Won't they feel even more lonely and desolate? Gu Lingqing asked. That's because they've set the wrong goal to work hard for. Only by changing their goal appropriately can they become more proactive in working hard. Then they'll continuously improve their goal and won't feel lonely and desolate. Of course, when they're inflated, they'll also be suppressed appropriately. I hope Mr. Gu will give me a chance. Wu Nian said sincerely. If you want to stay, the others can leave first, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice, scrutinizing Wu Nian. Wu Nian lowered his eyes and was quiet. The others all left. Gu Lingqing asked, "What's your expected salary?" Wu Nian looked at Gu Lingqing. The first month is 1,000 yuan, the second month is 2,000 yuan, and the third month is 3,000 yuan. In the future, each month is 1,000 yuan more than the previous month. The maximum is 100,000 yuan. Or we'll discuss it again when it reaches 100,000 yuan. Of course, if Mr. Gu feels that I'm not doing well, you can fire me at any time. Me. You are very confident. When can you start to work? Gu Lingqing asked. Tomorrow is the weekend. Your child should be resting, right? I will come to work on Sunday. Is it convenient for you? Wu Nian asked. Gu Lingqing nodded. It's good for you to get to know each other earlier. Come to my company at 8 a.m. on Sunday. My people will pick you up. You have 4 days off a month. You need to apply for it in advance. Wu Nian nodded. Got it. Is Miss Wu married? Gu Lingqing asked suspiciously. No. At your age, you should have a boyfriend, right? Gu Lingqing furrowed his brows. I did in the past, but we broke up, Wu Nian said simply. Got it. You can go now. Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. He took out Wu Nian's resume. Orphan, no parents, grew up in the Daoren orphanage in City C. After graduating from the normal university, he had been working at the Daoren orphanage. He called his assistant and ordered, "Call the Daoren orphanage and ask if there's a teacher called Wu Nian. Ask him why Wu Nian resigned." Yes. Wu Nian walked out of Gu Lingqing's company. She looked back at the towering building and smiled. Gu Lingqing, we finally meet. She dialed Lu Shuang's number as she walked towards the road. How is it? Have you been hired? Lu Shuang asked anxiously. Yes, I've been hired. I'll go to work on Sunday, Wu Nian said with a smile. Congratulations. If you need any help, just let me know, Lu Shuang said as he patted his chest. Wu Nian's eyes were filled with sadness. You've helped me a lot. It's all my fault. What are you talking about? I was originally angry because he used me. But because of you, I feel like I've earned some back. It wasn't in vain that I was tortured by him. Lu Shuang had always been straightforward. Wu Nian felt even more guilty. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for me, you could have gone far away. I'm sorry, Shuang Niu. What far away? Our son is at his place. Let's not talk about this. Tomorrow is Saturday. Since you're out now, let's have dinner together tomorrow, Lu Shuang invited with a smile. Okay. I'll go to your place. I'll go to the nursing home first, Wu Nian said softly. Be careful. Don't get found out, Lu Shuang said worriedly. I know. I'll hang up first. Wu Nian hung up the phone and got into a taxi. She went to the nursing home and looked out of the window. The sunlight was just right. It shone in through the window and fell on her beautiful body. She was still alive. Half an hour later, Wu Nian paid the fare and got out of the car. She walked to the door. She had to register to see the patient. She wrote Bai Bing's name but not her own. Then she walked in. Bai Bing was still locked in the glass window. She sat on the chair, as if she was meditating. She didn't move at all. A nurse passed by. Wu Nian asked the nurse, "What's the situation with the lady inside?" The nurse glanced at Bai Bing and sighed. She was fine last year. She exercised, studied, smiled, and was positive and sunny. But one day, her ex-husband's wife came to visit her. She knew that her ex-husband had died in prison, and her daughter had also died. That's when she started to become like this. That's when she became like this. She knew about Xing Bachuan's death. Lu Shuang had told her that he was assassinated. Can I go in and see her? Wu Nian asked. You can, but you have to be careful. She might attack you. The nurse reminded her and opened the door with the key. Wu Nian walked to Bai Bing and sat down opposite her. Bai Bing's eyes trembled slightly. She looked at Wu Nian and took the initiative to speak. Xiaoye told me that as long as I become better and better, he would be enchanted by me the next time we meet. Now that Bachuan is dead, what's the use of me becoming better and better? A dead person still has a soul. Maybe he's looking at you in this room right now. Do you want him to see you become better and better? Or do you want him to see you become more and more haggard? Wu Nian said softly. Does a dead person really have a soul? My husband is dead, and my daughter is also dead? Bai Bing held Wu Nian's hand emotionally. Chapter 319. Bai Bing looked at Wu Nian blankly. Will they really be waiting for me in heaven? Yes. So you have to make yourself better all the time. They are watching you from heaven, Wu Nian said with a smile. Heaven. Bai Bing looked at the sky, her eyes empty and distant. Wu Nian's heart ached. She stood up and walked out of the door. She said to the nurse, Can I have a look at Bai Bing's diet list? Yes, come with me. The nurse walked in front of her. Wu Nian got Bai Bing's diet list. It was light. She glanced at it and said, It's well prepared. The nurse laughed. Of course. Although the old lady lost her daughter, she has a very rich son-in-law. Mr. Gu would send someone over every month. Other than paying, he would also bring old Madame Bai out for a walk and buy some clothes. It's not bad that old Madame Bai has such a son-in-law. She is really lucky. Wu Nian lowered her eyes and understood. She said to the nurse, Here's the thing. I was asked by my friend to come and see Mrs. Bai. If someone asks you, can you not mention that someone has come to see her? Bai took out a red envelope from her bag and stuffed it into the nurse's hand. I can't take this. But I'm very tight-lipped. I won't say what I shouldn't say. Don't worry. The nurse promised. Thank you. Wu Nian left the sanatorium. She didn't take a taxi. She wandered on the road alone, walking and walking. Company A was an urbanized city. There had been great changes in the past 2 years. The housing prices had increased by 50% compared to 2 years ago. There were all kinds of luxury cars running on the road. She regretted not buying a house earlier. Now she could only live in a hotel. After walking for more than an hour, the sky gradually darkened. The street lights came on. She was hungry. She saw a Hong Kong-style tea restaurant and walked in. There were many people inside. Since when did people in Company A like to eat these things? She chose a table and sat down. She scanned the QR code and the menu appeared on her phone. She ordered a portion of rice noodle roll, a portion of steamed dumplings, and a portion of soy milk. After ordering, she looked at the news on her phone. She remembered a joke she had seen in the past. It said that 2 people were comparing who was loneliest. One said that the loneliest thing was to eat alone, while the other said that the loneliest thing was to watch a movie alone. During the meal, they said that if you went to watch a movie and came back from the bathroom, your seat would still be yours. I eat, go to the bathroom and come back. The table is not mine. Wu Nian thought it was quite funny. Unfortunately, she had gone to the movies alone, and had also gone to a restaurant to eat alone. Alone? A familiar voice rang out. Wu Nian raised his head in astonishment, and looked at Gu Lingqing. He stood up in astonishment and called out respectfully, Mr. Gu, why are you here? I live nearby. There's no one at home to cook, so I brought my child out for dinner. Since we met, let's eat together. It's good for you to meet them first, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Wu Nian did not reject. All right, I've already ordered. Where would you like to sit? I'll ask the waiter to transfer the menu to you. Table 48, Gu Lingqing said and walked towards table 48. It was not far away, just diagonally across from her. Wu Nian told the waiter and looked at Gu Lingqing's 2 children. Gu Yan, 7 years old this year. He's the older brother. The one beside him is Gu Ruoxin, also 7 years old. He's the younger brother, Gu Lingqing introduced to Wu Nian. Wu Nian looked at Gu Yan with a burning gaze. The corners of his mouth were raised and his eyes were rippling, sparkling under the lights. Mr. Gu's 2 sons are both outstanding and good-looking. I'm good-looking because I look like my mother. My mother is beautiful, Gu Ruoxin said. Wu Nian looked at Gu Ruoxin. He was indeed looking more and more like Zhou Hailan. Gu Yan tilted his head and looked at Wu Nian. Auntie, are you going to be our new mother in the future? Wu Nian blushed slightly and smiled. I'm not going to be your new mother. I'll just take care of you. wash your clothes, cook for you, and send you to school. If you don't understand anything in the textbooks, you can ask me. Nanny, Guruwashin said and pursed his lips. My mother can do all these. I don't want you to do it. If I do all these things, your mother will have more time to accompany you, right? Wu Nian said gently. Guruwashin did not say anything and lowered his head. Gu Yan looked at Guruwashin, and then at Wu Nian. He saw Wu Nian looking at him with a smile. Welcome to my house, Auntie. Do you know how to draw? I like to draw. Little Yan is very good at drawing. Can you teach me? Wu Nian said with a smile. Who are you to call him Little Yan? You should call him Young Master, and call me Second Young Master. Besides, you don't even know how to draw. How can you ask us if we don't understand? That's hilarious, Guruwashin said. Everyone has their own specialties. Although I'm older than you, there are many things that I'm not as good as you. I'll learn from you humbly. As for how I should address you, Wu Nian looked at Gu Yan. Little Yan, do you want me to call you Young Master or Little Yan? Little Yan. Little Yan sounds more intimate. Young Master sounds distant, Gu Yan said. What do you mean distant? My father hired them to serve us. They have their own identities, ranks and seniority. Guruwashin said arrogantly. Wu Nian was not angry. He said to Guruwashin, You're just a little judge who maintains order. Let me ask you, who do you think is more respectable, the boss or the employee? Of course it's the boss, Guruwashin said without thinking. Is the teacher more respectable or the student more respectable? Wu Nian asked again. Of course it's the teacher. Guruwashin was very sure. What if the employee hired by the boss is the boss's teacher? Guruwashin paused. He thought for a while and said, Boss, the one who pays is more respectable. Then what if the boss doesn't have the technical support of the teacher? Will the company close down? Guruwashin did not say anything. He was a little annoyed. What nonsense are you talking about? I'm talking about seniority. Why are you talking about it? Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian and did not say anything. He wanted to see how Wu Nian would handle it. Wu Nian smiled good-naturedly. The dishes are here. Let's eat first. I'll go wash my hands. Wu Nian stood up and walked to the washroom. When she was washing her hands, Gu Lingqing appeared beside her. I want to know how Mr. Wu will handle it, Gu Lingqing asked. Because the child is yours, I didn't say it in front of the child. I want to have a deeper conversation with you, Mr. Gu. Can you give me half an hour on Sunday? Wu Nian asked with a smile. Chapter 320. Wu Nian smiled. Of course, that's not a problem. Gu Lingqing furrowed his brows slightly. You're very confident? I can't think of anything else. Even if I beg you, will you let me stay? Also, I'm only offering a salary of 1,000 for the first month, 2,000 for the second month, and 3,000 for the third month. If you want to fire me, I won't feel that it's a pity. When I'm earning 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 per month, you will fire me. If you fire me, don't even think about the future. Wu Nian said word by word. Gu Lingqing was a little dazed. He said that he found her voice very familiar. It was so familiar that even after she left, he was still thinking about what she said. So much so that when he saw her here, he would take the initiative to greet her. Now that he thought about it, her voice was very similar to Bai Ye's. Can you sing? Gu Lingqing suddenly asked. Wu Nian was stunned. He changed the topic so quickly that she couldn't react for a moment. A little. Why? Let's go to KTV tonight. You can get to know the children. Gu Lingqing didn't ask if she was free. After saying that, he walked out directly. He was still as domineering and fierce as he used to be. She also wanted to interact with the children, so she didn't reject him and followed behind him. The two children sat together. Gu Lingqing sat first, and Wu Nian sat next to him. Auntie, what's your name? Gu Yan asked with his head tilted. His eyes were curved, and he seemed to be very interested in Wu Nian. Wu Nian, my name is Tian Wu. It means to think about, Wu Nian explained gently. Wu Nian, this name sounds a little sad, or maybe it's a feeling of heartache. My name is very good. Gu Yan, it means continuation. My mother is missing, and my father hopes to find my mother, so he gave me this name, Gu Yan said with a smile. Wu Nian's fingers trembled slightly. She held it with both hands and looked at Gu Lingqing. He was also looking at her. She felt guilty and blushed. Is Mr. Gu's wife missing? Gu Lingqing was sad. I didn't protect her well. She must be blaming me. That's why she's still not willing to come out after 2 years. Wu Nian chuckled. Gu Lingqing was surprised and looked at Wu Nian. What are you laughing at? In my opinion, Mr. Gu should be a wise, mature, and steady person. If a woman blames you because you didn't protect her well, I don't think Mr. Gu would love such a girl. If Mr. Gu insists that the girl you like is such a person, then you are not worthy of her love. Since you are not worthy of her love, why would she come back to you? Wu Nian analyzed. Gu Lingqing squinted his eyes and stared at Wu Nian. He didn't say a word and looked gloomy, as if a storm was coming. I think that what Xiao Nian said makes sense, Gu Yan said calmly. Wu Nian looked at Gu Yan in surprise. What did you call her? Gu Lingqing questioned Gu Yan. Gu Yan wasn't afraid. He smiled like a crescent moon. I think calling Xiao Nian is more intimate than calling her auntie. She's your senior. She's older than you by 20 years. Calling her Xiao Nian isn't intimate, it's rude. Call her auntie next time, Gu Lingqing ordered. Oh, I know, Dad. Hello, auntie, Gu Yan said sweetly. This voice went straight to Wu Nian's heart. It was soft and there was an inexplicable bitterness in his eyes. Hello, Xiaoyan. Let's eat, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. His mood was even lower. He knew that Bai Yu wouldn't blame him. But if she didn't blame him, why hadn't she heard from him for so long? Was she already? He didn't dare to think about it. He would rather convince himself that Bai Yu blamed him for not protecting her. His heart was in pain. He lost his appetite and put down his chopsticks. I'm sorry, I need to go out for a while. Gu Lingqing left the table and walked out. It's all your fault. Why did you mention your mother? She's a jinx. Every time your mother is mentioned, Dad will be unhappy, Gu Ruoxin blamed Gu Yan. It's not that Dad is unhappy. He just misses my mother. Even if I didn't mention it, he would still miss her, Gu Yan retorted. What's the big deal about missing your mother? Your mother is already dead. My mother is still alive. Dad should have married my mother. I don't want to eat with you anymore. Gu Ruoxin glared at Wu Nian and got down from his seat. Wu Nian grabbed hold of Gu Ruoxin. You're still young. Don't run around. What if you run out and get caught by the bad guys? Gu Ruoxin pushed Wu Nian away forcefully. You're the bad guy. I don't like you. Don't come to my house. Wu Nian didn't expect a little boy to be so strong. He pushed her to the corner of the table. She couldn't straighten her back and had to squat down. Gu Ruoxin ran away. Auntie, are you okay? Gu Yan ran to Wu Nian and asked with concern. Wu Nian shook her head. It's okay. Go outside and find your father. Get your brother back. Okay. Gu Yan ran out anxiously. Wu Nian squatted down to relieve herself. Her forehead was covered in cold sweat. Are you okay? Gu Lingqing ran over and helped her up. Wu Nian smelled the tobacco on him. He must have gone outside to smoke. Gu Lingqing only smoked when he was upset. Her eyes turned red. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Young master ran out just now. Hurry up and get him back. It's too dangerous for a child to run around outside. Gu Lingqing looked at her face. He carried her and walked outside. Wu Nian held his arm in surprise. What are you doing? You don't look well. I'll send you to the hospital. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Little Yan, follow me. I'm fine. I just bumped into the corner of the table. I'll be fine in a while. Your child is still outside, Wu Nian said worriedly. He runs away from home every 2 or 3 days to go to his mother's place. From here to his mother's place, he can find the way with his eyes closed. I'll ask someone to bring him back later. You don't have to worry, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Wu Nian understood. This child is trying to match you with his mother, right? I only have my wife in my heart, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. He coldly opened the car door and let Wu Nian in. Gu Yan climbed into the car and sat next to Wu Nian. Gu Lingqing drove. Auntie, don't worry. It's very far from here to the hospital. Medical science is very advanced now. Gu Yan comforted her and raised a bright smile. Wu Nian rubbed Gu Yan's little head. Thank you. After hearing you say that, I don't feel that much pain anymore. After Wu Nian said that, he looked at Gu Lingqing and said, Mr. Gu can drop me off at the entrance of the hospital. I'll go in myself. You and little Yin haven't eaten anything yet. Your child is growing. It's not good for him to be hungry. Chapter 321. When I was heartbroken in a city, I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave the people I knew and the things that hurt me. I even closed Weibo, WeChat, and changed my phone number. By chance, I met a very good stranger who happened to be from City A, so I came to City A. Wu Nian lowered his eyes and explained sadly. Where do you live now? I saw that the address on your resume is the address of a hotel. Gu Lingqing asked. So it's very tempting for me that you can provide food and accommodation there, Wu Nian said jokingly. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything and continued driving. It doesn't hurt anymore. I don't need to go to the hospital. It's just a bump. It's not a big problem. Pull over and I can go back by myself, Wu Nian said while looking out of the window. Since it doesn't hurt anymore, can you cook for me? I often eat in restaurants and I'm tired of it, Gu Yan said coquettishly. Wu Nian's heart softened. He glanced at Gu Lingqing and remained silent. Sure. What do you want to eat? I'll cook for you. Wu Nian rubbed Gu Yan's head and said, I want to eat cola chicken wings, prawns, and... Gu Yan licked his lips. Wonton, big wonton. Wu Nian smiled and asked Gu Lingqing, do you have ingredients in the fridge? No, there's nothing but liquor, Gu Yan complained. Stop in front. There's a vegetable market there. I'll buy some ingredients. It'll take about 10 minutes, Wu Nian said. Miss Wu, you're not from City A, but you're quite familiar with it, Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. I like to wander around and look around, so I remember there's a vegetable market here. Please pull over and wait for me, Wu Nian said softly. Gu Lingqing stopped the car and handed the wallet to Wu Nian. Wu Nian was stunned. Take my wallet and return it to me when you're done, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Aren't you afraid that I'll take too much of your money? Wu Nian was surprised. You have a monthly salary of 100,000 yuan. You won't care about a few thousand yuan. Wu Nian was amused by Gu Lingqing. A monthly salary of 100,000? This was not a small temptation. Even if she was really a thief, she would not steal his money. She took his wallet and got out of the car. Gu Lingqing opened the window and lit a cigarette. He stared at Wu Yu's back. The light of the cigarette was flickering, just like the ripples in his eyes. 10 minutes later, Wu Nian came over with groceries. He opened the back door and sat next to Gu Yan. Xiao Nian, what vegetables did you buy? Gu Yan asked with a smile. What are you shouting for? Gu Lingqing reminded. Gu Yan stuck out his tongue and immediately corrected himself. Auntie Xiao Nian. Wu Nian smiled dotingly. I bought cola, chicken wings, prawns, pork, preserved vegetables, eggs, tomatoes, salted duck eggs, vegetables, shiitake mushrooms, carrots, cabbage, rice and seasonings. You bought so much. How can we finish it with just the three of us? Gu Yan was surprised and happy, but he felt it was a waste. We only have cola chicken wings, prawns, braised pork with preserved vegetables, and eggs with tomatoes for dinner. As for the rest, I'll make wontons. When it's done, I'll freeze it in the fridge. When you want to eat it, I'll boil it in boiling water. You can have it for breakfast tomorrow, Wu Nian explained. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian. You know how to make braised pork with preserved vegetables? Yes, we can eat it tomorrow if we can't finish it, Wu Nian said with a smile. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything else. He sped up and drove back to the condominium. When they got out of the elevator, Wu Nian saw Zhou Hailan standing at the door with his arm around Gu Ruoxin's shoulder. Zhou Hailan glanced at Wu Nian and smiled at Gu Lingqing. Xiao Xian is back again. I didn't want you to worry, so I brought her here. Is she the nanny that Xiao Xian was talking about? She's the home tutor I hired. Xiao Xian and Yan are going to school soon, so she's in charge of taking care of them. Xiao Xian apologized to Ms. Wu. You shouldn't have pushed her, Gu Lingqing said sternly. I didn't push her. She pulled me and didn't let me go, Xiao Xian said arrogantly. I didn't let you go because I was worried that something would happen to you. It's wrong of you to push her. Also, it's wrong of you to run out without my permission and make my parents worry. Apologize, Gu Lingqing said in a commanding tone. Xiao Xian, don't make your dad angry. Apologize now. Don't come back again. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me, Zhou Hailan said immediately. Gu Ruoxin pursed her lips and looked at Zhou Hailan with tears in her eyes. Mom, I want to go back with you. Dad won't care about me anymore after he finds Gu Yan. I want to go with you. Don't be silly. How can Dad not love you? I'll be angry if you say that again. I won't allow you to say that. Do you hear me? Zhou Hailan said angrily. Gu Ruoxin lowered her head and didn't say anything. Mr. Gu, I'll go in and cook. Wu Nian changed the topic. Gu Lingqing nodded and opened the door. Wu Nian walked in. His apartment wasn't very big. It had 3 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, 2 bathrooms, and a kitchen. However, it was very tidy. The tiles on the walls could even reflect people's shadows. The overall layout was very similar to the feeling he gave people. It was masculine, righteous, and meticulous. Where's the kitchen? Wu Nian asked. I'll bring you there. Since you didn't cook dinner, I'll help you. Zhou Hailan volunteered to help. Gu Lingqing held her arm. You have diabetes. You should rest more. You can eat here if you haven't eaten dinner. I'll ask someone to send you back after you finish. It's okay. I'll help. I'll stop if I'm tired. I know what I'm doing. Zhou Hailan smiled and walked towards the kitchen. Miss Wu, what can I do? Zhou Hailan asked politely. Can you help me wash the vegetables? Wu Nian took out all the vegetables. There's pickled vegetables. I remember that Lingqing loves to eat steamed pork with pickled vegetables the most. Let me cook this steamed pork with pickled vegetables. Zhou Hailan took the pork and washed it in the water. Wu Nian didn't say anything. He washed the chicken wings and made a cut in the center of the wings. Then he poured oil into the pan and fried the ginger and spring onions until they were golden brown. He added soy sauce and glanced at Zhou Hailan. Instead of adding sugar, he added the seasoning. Wu Nian added the seasoning instead of sugar. She didn't add sugar. Instead, she added wine, a little white wine, and half a bottle of Coke. While waiting for the chicken wings, she cleaned the prawns and untied the back of the prawns. When the prawns were all done, the chicken wings were also ready. Baiya took out the chicken wings and saw that Zhou Hailan had already taken out the cubes of pork cubes. He cut them into pieces and prepared to steam them in the rice pot. Chapter 322. Wu Nian smiled and narrowed her eyes. She looked like she was listening to the conversation. Sure. Thank you, madam. What do you like to eat? As she spoke, her phone rang. I'm sorry. Wu Nian walked to the side and answered the call. Xiao Nian, let me tell you a piece of good news. I have a few days off from tomorrow onwards. Shini Yan is going overseas for an interview. Ha ha ha. Let's go on a trip together, Lu Shuang said excitedly. Have you forgotten? I found a full-time job. However, I have 4 days off per month. I'll see if it's okay next time. However, it's not good for me to be a minor when I've just started working, Wu Nian said apologetically. All right. Give me all your time tomorrow. We'll go fishing together. I know a fun place. Lu Shuang was still in a good mood. Sure. See you tomorrow, Wu Nian said. She hung up and turned on the voice recorder. She put the phone in her pocket and said to Zhou Hailan, I'm sorry. It's a call from a friend. What do you like to eat? Oh, it's okay. Xiao Xian likes to eat durian and garlic crayfish. However, she doesn't like spicy food. She can't stand spicy food. Xiao Yan's adoptive parents are from H City. People there like spicy food. So Xiao Yan likes to eat spicy food, Zhou Hailan said warmly. I'll remember. Thank you, madam, Wu Nian said with a smile. Thank you, madam. Wu Nian said with a smile. Wu Nian used butter to fry the prawns. The prawns turned red. Then she added in the egg yolk, MSG and salt. Wu Nian used butter to fry the shrimps. The shrimps turned red. Then he beat in the egg yolk, MSG and salt. Finally he lifted the pan. Miss Wu is really good at cooking, Zhou Hailan praised. When I was in the orphanage, I was the one who cooked for the children. So it's not bad. Wu Nian scooped out the prawns and made the last dish, tomato and egg. Auntie Nian, your cooking smells so good. I'm hungry. Gu Yan ran in and craned his neck to look at the stove. Wu Nian gave Gu Yan a bowl and a pair of chopsticks. You can eat the cola chicken wings and prawns first. Thank you, Auntie Xiao Nian. Auntie Xiao Nian is the best auntie I've ever met, Gu Yan praised and added, like a doryman. Nian, Gu Xiao Xiao Nian said. Wu Xiao 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 Nian and said. Wu is. She is. Xiao Wu Nian. Zhou Hailan looked at Gu Yan's chicken wings with a pale face. Then she said to Wu Nian, my child is not as good as Yan. I'm sorry to trouble you. Every child has their own personality. If they all have the same personality, there's no point in living. Wu Nian cooked the eggs and tomatoes. Please take good care of Xiao Xian. Zhou Hailan said gently. Okay. Wu Nian said. She soaked the shiitake mushrooms in hot water and washed and drained the vegetables while stir-frying the tomatoes. When the eggs and tomatoes were ready, Wu Nian took a look at the pot. I'll be ready in about 5 minutes. You can bring the other dishes up first. Miss Wu, you're really good at taking care of children. You know what children like. Zhou Hailan praised. Ha! Wu Nian smiled gently and politely and went out with the dishes. Dinner will be ready in 5 minutes. Wash your hands first. Aunt Xiao Nian, the chicken wings you made are so delicious. And the prawns are even better than those in restaurants. I'm so happy, Gu Yan said happily. It's not as good as you said. Gu Ruoxin took a bite of the chicken wing and spat it out. It's so disgusting. I've never eaten anything so disgusting. Don't eat it if it's disgusting. Eat it all, Gu Yan said and picked up another chicken wing. Gu Ruoxin was so angry that she gritted her teeth. Wu Nian went back to the kitchen and didn't notice Zhou Hailan suddenly coming out. Zhou Hailan knocked into Wu Nian with the braised pork with preserved vegetables in her hands. The freshly cooked braised pork with preserved vegetables was splashed on Zhou Hailan. She screamed and dropped the bowl on the floor. Mom! Gu Ruoxin ran over anxiously and pushed Wu Nian away. She asked worriedly, Mom, are you okay? Zhou Hailan's hands were trembling. She smiled and said, I'm fine. I knocked into Miss Wu. Are you okay, Miss Wu? Wu Nian shook her head. I'm fine. What a pity. This is a bowl of braised pork with preserved vegetables, Zhou Hailan said sadly. Ma'am, please go eat first. There's no sugar in the tomato eggs and prawns, so they're edible. I'll take care of the rest, Wu Nian said kindly. Gu Ruoxin glared at Wu Nian and said to Zhou Hailan, Mom, you're scalded. There should be scalding medicine at home. Apply it first. You're not in good health. We can't make it worse. Zhou Hailan looked at Gu Lingqing and asked carefully, Can I? Gu Lingqing got up and went to her room to take out the first aid kit. She passed the scalding medicine to Zhou Hailan. Dad, Mom is injured. I can't do it myself. You can apply the medicine for Mom, Gu Ruoxin said to Gu Lingqing. It's okay. I can do it myself. Zhou Hailan took the scalding medicine from Gu Lingqing's hand. She rolled up her white sleeves. Her skin was scalded red. She applied the medicine on herself and frowned. There were tears in her eyes. Then she changed her other hand. The other arm was also scalded red. Mom, both of your hands are scalded. How are you going to shower at night? What if you have a fever? Don't leave today. I'll take care of you. Gu Ruoxin held Zhou Hailan's hand and blew on it gently. Zhou Hailan's tears flowed down. Mom, it's okay. You must be good here. Don't make your dad and auntie angry. Do you understand? How could it not matter? If you had a fever and fainted alone, no one would know. If Dad doesn't let you stay here, I'll go back with you. At least I can take care of you, Gu Ruoxin said with tears in her eyes. Don't talk nonsense. Be good and listen to Mom. Zhou Hailan's tears flowed even more fiercely. Gu Ruoxin hugged Gu Lingqing's waist and begged, Dad, can you let me stay? As long as you let me stay, I'll be good. I'll do anything. Gu Lingqing looked at Zhou Hailan, who was crying. You can stay here tonight. I'll find a nanny to take care of you tomorrow. Zhou Hailan looked at Gu Lingqing with tears in her eyes. Is it really okay? Let's eat. Gu Lingqing sat at the dining table. Wu Nian had already cleaned the floor. He used his chopsticks to pick up 3 to 4 pieces of braised pork with preserved vegetables that did not fall on the floor. He put them into small bowls and carried them to the dining table. Let's sit down and eat together, Gu Lingqing said to Wu Nian. Wu Nian smiled and shook his head. He turned around and walked to the kitchen. Chapter 323. Wu Nian returned to the kitchen and washed the carrots and cabbage. She minced all the vegetables and put some minced meat into the minced meat. Gu Yan ran to the kitchen and asked, Auntie Xiaonian, why don't you have dinner with us? You haven't eaten anything yet. Are you still hungry? Wu Nian smiled and squatted down opposite Gu Yan. Auntie Xiaonian, aren't you hungry? I'll cook some wontons later. You won't be hungry. Don't worry, little warm boy. Then I want to eat some wontons. Can you give me one of each? Gu Yan gestured with his index finger. Okay, but you have to go to bed before 9 p.m. Wu Nian took out her phone from her pocket and looked at the time. It was almost 8 p.m. She realized that her phone was still recording and turned it off. Auntie Xiaonian, do you know how to tell stories? I want to hear Auntie Xiaonian tell me stories. Gu Yan looked at Wu Nian and said eagerly. She can. Think about what you want Auntie Xiaonian to tell you later. Go take a shower first. Wu Nian stood up. Gu Yan didn't leave. He played with his fingers and lowered his head, looking like he wanted to say something. Wu Nian noticed something was wrong and squatted in front of Gu Yan again. What's wrong? Gu Yan looked at Wu Nian with reddened eyes and pursed his lips. His eyes became redder as if they were covered by a thin layer of mist. Xiaoyan doesn't want to go out. Dad is with Auntie Zhou. Auntie Zhou is Gu Ruoxin's biological mother. The 3 of them are a family. Xiaoyan is all alone. Seeing the 3 of them together, Xiaoyan will feel like he's the extra one. It'll be very lonely. Wu Nian's heart tightened. She didn't expect Xiaoyan, who looked optimistic and cheerful, to have such thoughts. She held Gu Yan's hand and said softly, Xiaoyan will not be the extra one. Auntie wants to ask you. Who is the person your dad loves the most? Do you know? Xiaoyan shook his head and lowered his head. It should be Yan's mother. If it was Auntie Zhou, your father would have married her a long time ago, right? Wu Nian said patiently. Xiaoyan nodded, not really understanding, and wiped his tears. You are the child of the person your father loves the most. Of course he loves you more. Even if the 3 of them are together, you are not the extra one. You are your father's child, right? Wu Nian's thumb stroked the corner of Gu Yan's eye. Gu Yan smiled through his tears. After hearing Xiaonian's words, my mood suddenly became better. Xiaonian, Dad doesn't allow me to be impolite. In front of Dad, I can only call you Auntie Xiaonian. When it's just the 2 of us, can I call you Xiaonian? Sure. How about I teach you how to make wontons? If we go together, we'll be faster, Wu Nian invited. Okay. Gu Yan immediately washed his hands. Wu Nian patiently taught him how to make wontons. She found that Gu Yan learned very quickly. He only taught once, and the wontons he made were very beautiful. Xiaoyan is so smart. Wu Nian praised him sincerely. Dad and Mom are smart, so Xiaoyan is smart. Wu Nian smiled knowingly. With Gu Yan's help, the wontons were made very quickly. Wu Nian made 2 wontons with different flavors. Xiaoyan, it's time to take a shower. Gu Lingqing came over and shouted. There's one more thing. I want to help Auntie Xiaonian wrap it before I go wash it. Gu Yan said in a childish voice. Wu Nian saw him wrapping the wontons in a good manner, and said with a smile, Xiaoyan, go take a shower first. When you're done, the wontons will be cooked and ready. Well, all right then. Gu Yan washed his hands and left the kitchen. Wu Nian continued to wrap the rest of the wontons. Thank you for your hard work today. You made a good dinner. Gu Lingqing noticed the stain on her waist and guessed that she was also scalded. He turned around and went out. After a while, he came back with the ointment and handed it to Wu Nian. You can apply it too. Oh, thank you, Mr. Gu. Wu Nian took the ointment and put it aside. He continued to wrap the wontons. You haven't had dinner yet, right? Gu Lingqing asked. It's okay. I can eat some wontons later. I'm not hungry anyway. I'll freeze the rest in the fridge. I'll write the type on the food bag. You can cook it for the children tomorrow morning. It won't go bad in the freezer. Besides, young Master Xiao Xian likes to eat durian and garlic crayfish. Lobster? Wu Nian asked cautiously. No, Xiao Xian hates food with strong flavors, such as garlic and durian. Besides, he's allergic to crayfish, Gu Lingqing explained. Wu Nian raised her eyebrows and understood. Then Xiaoyan likes spicy food. The couple who adopted Xiaoyan are from City H. They do like spicy food. Xiaoyan prefers spicy food, but his stomach isn't good, so I don't let him eat spicy food. His stomach isn't good. Wu Nian was worried. He used to eat spicy food too much, so his stomach isn't good, so I forbid him from eating spicy food. I'll tell you the details when you come on Sunday. Gu Lingqing looked at the pot. The water seems to be boiling. Oh. Wu Nian came back to her senses. She opened the pot and steam came out. The pot was bubbling, and the white and fat dumplings floated to the surface. She put some cold water in the pot, turned the heat to low, and covered the pot again. Gu Lingqing didn't leave the kitchen. He looked at her deeply. Wu Nian noticed Gu Lingqing's gaze and looked at him in surprise. Is there anything else, Mr. Gu? Zhou Hailan told you that Xiao Xian likes to eat durian and garlic crayfish? That Xiaoyan likes spicy food? Gu Lingqing narrowed his eyes and asked straightforwardly. Wu Nian smiled. We'll see each other frequently. It's fine as long as you know it in your heart. It'll be embarrassing when we meet in the future. Okay. Gu Lingqing replied. I want to eat wontons too. Give me a bowl too. I don't need a lot, just 10 of them. Mr. Gu, do you want to ask Mrs. Zhou and young Master Xiao Xian if they want to eat? They won't be happy if we don't prepare it for them. Wu Nian asked politely. Gu Lingqing nodded and walked out. Xiaoyan ran towards the kitchen with a red face. Hello, Dad. Xiaoyan greeted him and walked past him. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Yan's back view helplessly and sadly. Xiaoyan grew up with his foster parents. He only came back last year. After he came back, he wasn't used to it. He wasn't very close to him. He was respectful but distant. Sometimes he would deliberately avoid him. He was afraid that he would be too lonely. Zhou Hailan happened to be in poor health, so he brought Xiao Xian with him. After all, Xiao Xian and Xiaoyan were about the same age. He thought that they would have a common topic. However, Gu Ruoxin missed him and Zhou Hailan too much. Chapter 324. Come here, Xiaoyan, Gu Lingqing shouted. Gu Yan stopped and smiled awkwardly. His hands were clenched because of nervousness. Dad, what's wrong? Xiao Xian's mother is staying here today. You can sleep with Dad. Gu Lingqing said softly. Oh, then I'll go eat the wontons first, Gu Yan said and ran to the kitchen without waiting for Gu Lingqing's reply. Gu Lingqing sighed helplessly. Kitchen Wu Nian scooped up the wontons for Gu Yan and put 20 more into the bowl. Gu Yan looked at the wontons with sparkling eyes. He licked his lips and asked, Xiao Nian, can I eat them now? Yes, but be careful. It's hot. Do you want sugar and vinegar? Wu Nian asked softly. Yes, yes. Wu Nian gave Gu Yan the vinegar. Gu Yan took a big bite with satisfaction. His cheeks were puffed up. Delicious, so delicious. This is the best wonton I've ever eaten. I can only eat wontons for hundreds of years. Wu Nian was amused by Gu Yan. This kid was very cute. She smiled and felt a warm liquid on her face. She felt tears on her face, so she turned around. Xiao Nian, are you crying? Why? Gu Yan's eyes were sharp. Did my dad bully you? No, I accidentally burned my waist and it hurts a little. Wu Nian found an excuse. I'll help you apply the ointment. Gu Yan put down the bowl and picked up the ointment on the stove worriedly. He lifted Wu Nian's clothes and said, Xiao Nian, your waist is purple. It's okay. It'll be fine in a few days, Wu Nian comforted. Gu Lingqing stood at the door and saw the injury on Wu Nian's waist. He frowned and said in a deep voice, It seems that the injury is serious. You need to go to the hospital. No, really, it's fine. It's just a scratch. I'm not that precious. Wu Nian refused. Then boil 2 eggs and put them on a hot compress. You'll get better faster, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice and walked in. Wu Nian nodded respectfully. Okay, I'll use it when I get back. They won't eat. You just have to eat mine and yours, Gu Lingqing ordered. He looked at Gu Yan and picked up Gu Yan's bowl. Come out and eat. Be careful not to burn yourself. Oh. Gu Yan followed Gu Lingqing out. Gu Lingqing put the bowl on the table. Gu Yan sat at the dining table and ate quietly. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Yan, who was in a daze. His eyes were heavy, like a shadow floating in the air. If Baiya were here, he would definitely know how to get along with children better than he did. He was cold and different, and of few words. He did not know how to make children happy, nor did he know how to get closer to them. Wu Nian put the sour and vinegar plate in front of Gu Yan. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian. The wontons are almost ready. How many do you want, Mr. Gu? Wu Nian asked respectfully. 10. You can sit at the dining table and eat too, Gu Lingqing said. Wu Nian turned around and went to the kitchen. She divided the 20 wontons into 2 bowls and brought them up. One bowl was placed in front of Gu Lingqing, and the other bowl was placed on the seat facing the north. She sat down and ate the wontons. Gu Yan looked at Gu Lingqing, then at Wu Nian. The 3 of them looked like a family now. His father, mother, and him were eating dinner together. Gu Yan was happy. He pursed his lips and smiled. He was afraid that others would find out what he was thinking, so he lowered his head. Gu Ruoxin came out of the room and saw the 3 of them sitting together eating wontons. His expression was very bad. He scolded. Who allowed you to sit at the dining table? You are just a servant hired by my father. What right do you have? Xiao Xian, don't be rude. Auntie Wu is the home tutor I hired. She will take care of you. She is not a servant, Gu Lingqing said sternly. I have my mother. I don't need other women to take care of me. If my father wants this woman to be my home tutor, then I won't go to school from tomorrow onwards. I don't need her to teach me either. I will do nothing but lie in bed. Gu Ruoxin said arrogantly. Are you threatening me? Gu Lingqing was furious. He looked at Gu Ruoxin sharply, like a storm was coming. Xiao Xian didn't mean that. Zhou Hailan rushed out of the room and hugged Xiao Xian. He begged Gu Lingqing. He is still young. It's inevitable that he will be stubborn. Let me talk to him. Zhou Hailan brought Gu Ruoxin away. Gu Lingqing frowned and slammed his chopsticks on the table. He couldn't eat anymore and walked towards Gu Ruoxin's room. Gu Yan could feel his father's anger. He was trembling in fear. Wu Nian glanced at Gu Yan and ran towards Gu Lingqing. Mr. Gu, I have something to tell you. Gu Lingqing stopped in front of Gu Ruoxin's room. He clenched his fists and suppressed his anger. He looked at Wu Nian. Gu Ruoxin is Mr. Gu's child. Mr. Gu should know his temper. If you hit him, he will only think that his mother is better and become more rebellious. The child's nature was not bad. When he saw his mother hurt, he would cry. For his mother, he was willing to hurt himself. He had a strong sense of purpose and strategy. He had plans, guidelines, and ideas. He was a very smart child. The way to teach this child is to give him the rewards he wants and guide him. He said that he won't go to school and doesn't listen to me. Don't worry. You just need to tell him that I will evaluate them. If his evaluation is good after 1 month, I will allow his mother to come over and stay for 2 days. He will definitely not cause trouble. I will talk to you on Sunday. Wu Nian said. Gu Lingqing listened to her voice and gradually calmed down. He felt that it made sense. Miss Wu is very good at treating children. Wu Nian saw that his anger had disappeared. She raised the corner of her mouth and said, there were many naughty children in the orphanage. Some of them had problems with their personalities. In the end, they were all fine. There are no bad children, only bad education methods. Well, let's have dinner. I will send you back after dinner, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice and returned to the dining table. 3 minutes later, Zhou Hailan came out with Gu Ruoxin and stood next to Gu Lingqing. Tell your father, Zhou Hailan said to Gu Ruoxin. I'm sorry, Gu Ruoxin said unwillingly. Tell him properly. Zhou Hailon frowned and ordered. Gu Ruoxin clenched his fists and lowered his head. He said again, I'm sorry. Gu Lingqing looked at Gu Ruoxin. It's getting late. Go to bed with your mother. I will send Miss Wu back. Gu Yan immediately raised his hand. Me too. Yan, I will sleep with you. It's getting late, Zhou Hailon said softly to Gu Yan. Wu Yan recalled what Zhou Hailon said. Gu Yan liked spicy food and Gu Ruoxin liked durian and crayfish. She felt a chill down her spine. She was worried about leaving Gu Yan with Zhou Hailon. You are not in good health and you were scalded. You need someone to take care of you. How can you take care of others? I will take Yan with me. You guys have a good rest. Gu Lingqing refused. Chapter 325. In the car. The light from the street lamp shone through the window and fell on the side of Gu Lingqing's face, hiding the other half of his face in the darkness. Gu Yan leaned on Wu Yan. Aunt Xiaonian, didn't you say you were going to tell me a story? A long time ago, there was a lion cub. When he was born, his father was killed by a hunter and his mother was taken away by the hunter. He and his sister were adopted by an elephant mother. When he was young, he was often bullied by tigers, hungry wolves and wild dogs. Every time he was bullied, he told himself that he had to become stronger, so that he wouldn't be bullied by others. He had to run faster than any animal, and his claws were sharper than any animal. He had to practice avoiding the traps of the hunters. Finally, one day he became the king of the forest. He married a beautiful wife and had 2 children. He had his own family and lived happily ever after. Wu Yan said softly. Gu Yan fell asleep. Gu Yan fell asleep. Wu Yan held him in her arms and gazed at him tenderly. She hoped that even if he didn't have a mother, even if he encountered setbacks were not used to defeat him, but to make him stronger. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yan in the rearview mirror. She looked at him again and said in a low voice, Is Xiaoyan asleep? Yes. When you drive back, put him in the child safety chair and drive slowly. Be careful on the road. Wu Yan said worriedly. Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply. The 2 little Wu Yan were reflected in his dark eyes. Wu Yan was a little flustered. She looked down and hugged Gu Yan a little tighter. Gu Lingqing looked away and said in a low voice, I often go on business trips. Sometimes I go on business trips for more than half a month. In the past, they were still young and didn't need to go to school, so I brought them with me. Now, I can't bring them with me anymore. I think you know what kind of person Zhou Hailon is. Remember, don't let Xiaoyan be alone with her. Wu Yan narrowed his eyes and looked at Gu Lingqing in confusion. Mr. Gu, aren't you going to remarry? It seems that it has nothing to do with you whether I remarry or not, Gu Lingqing said coldly. Wu Yan lowered his head. Sorry, I misspoke. Gu Lingqing clenched the steering wheel and said in a deeper voice, I believe that Yan's mother is not dead. Wu Yan's eyelashes fluttered. She didn't speak. She looked out of the window. Tears flowed out uncontrollably. Fortunately, she deliberately hid in the darkness. No one would find out that she was crying. Where do you live? Gu Lingqing suddenly asked. Wu Yan came back to his senses and cleared his throat, trying to make his voice sound normal. Oasis Hotel. You can stop at the entrance. Gu Lingqing frowned and said in a reproachful tone. How can you cook eggs in a hotel? Haha. Wu Yan laughed dryly. The injury on my waist is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. When I was in the orphanage, the children were naughty and often ran around. I was often hit by them. Gu Lingqing drove to the Oasis Hotel and stopped by the side of the road. Wait for me here for a while. Oh. Wu Yan responded. She watched Gu Lingqing walk into a small restaurant. There was a strange feeling in her heart. He was still so careful. Hidden under his cold appearance was a warm heart. He would care about others and take care of others. God should give him a good girl who would care about him and take care of him so that he wouldn't be lonely anymore. 10 minutes later, Gu Lingqing came back with a plastic bag and passed it to Wu Yan. His voice was indifferent and distant, as if he was deliberately trying not to misunderstand. I didn't bring the ointment for your burn. I bought it for you. There's also the Bai Nan Bai Yao spray, which promotes blood circulation and dissolves blood stasis. Also, there are 2 hard-boiled eggs in the bag. It's a little hot now, but it should be just right when we get back to the hotel. Peel the eggshell and roll it on the bruised area. It's Xiao Xian who hurt you. As a father, I should be responsible for it. He said it was because Xiao Xian hurt him, so as a father he should be responsible for it. This way, no one would misunderstand. Wu Nian twitched his mouth and didn't refuse anymore. He took the plastic bag from Gu Lingqing. Thank you, Mr. Gu. I will work hard and strive for a salary of 100,000 a month. Okay. Gu Lingqing drove Wu Nian to the Oasis Hotel. Wu Nian got out of the car and watched Gu Lingqing leave before entering the hotel. Gu Lingqing's car drove over slowly. He closed the car door and walked to the front desk. He glanced at the price list. A standard room was priced at 1,080. Hello, I'm Wu Nian's friend. May I know which room Wu Nian is staying in? Gu Lingqing asked politely. Wu Nian? The front desk checked Wu Nian's name. She's staying in our room 2108. Room 2108, right? She hasn't been staying here since Sunday. I've settled the bill for her. How much is the total? The front desk staff looked at Gu Lingqing with her watery eyes. She blushed and used the calculator to calculate. Including today's bill, the guest has been staying here for a total of 6 days. Including tomorrow's bill, it's 7 days. We stay here for 5 days and give you 1 day for free. So the 6 days bill is 1,248. 0 yuan. Gu Lingqing glanced at the price list again. 2,080 per night was the price of a suite. He swiped his card and walked out of the hotel. He called his assistant and asked, "How's your investigation?" "Mr. Gu, I'm in Sea City now." Wu Nian is indeed from the orphanage. She grew up in the orphanage. A few years ago, after she graduated from normal university, she returned to the orphanage to teach. Before that, she had a boyfriend. I heard that the guy's family background was not bad, but the guy's family disliked her for her education. After the guy got married, they broke up with her. She was heartbroken and left the orphanage. The assistant reported. How much is the orphanage paying her? Gu Lingqing asked suspiciously. About this, I also asked. It's 2,500 per month. At the end of the year, she will be paid 5,000 to 10,000. Gu Lingqing's eyes darkened. Xiaoyu, if you were living like her, would you stay in a hotel that costs 2,000 per night for a week? I definitely wouldn't. But people who have broken up with their lovers have all kinds of thoughts. She might feel that she has suffered for many years and wants to enjoy the life of a rich person. It's normal. Zhang Xingyu said without a doubt. Okay, go to the orphanage again tomorrow and send me the photos of her in the orphanage. I want at least 6 photos from the youngest to the oldest. Gu Lingqing ordered. Yes. Zhang Xingyu replied. Gu Lingqing hung up the phone and looked at Gu Yan. Chapter 326. When Gu Lingqing returned home, Zhou Hailan had been waiting for him. He placed Gu Yan on the bed and covered him with a blanket. Zhou Hailan followed behind him. Lingqing, I have something to tell you. Okay. Gu Lingqing replied. He turned around and went out. After closing the door, he asked Zhou Hailan, Is Xiao Xian asleep? He's asleep. That's why I waited for you in the living room. I know that Xiao Xian has a bad personality. He's too willful, rebellious, mischievous. He's not as obedient as Xiao Yan. He treated Teacher Wu like that today, so I'm worried that Teacher Wu will be biased against him, Zhou Hailan said gently. Then what do you think we should do? Gu Lingqing looked at Zhou Hailan and asked. It's like this. Xiao Xian hates Teacher Wu so much because he's afraid that Teacher Wu will replace me. So he's very resistant. If the tutor is chosen by Xiao Xian, I think he won't hate it so much, Zhou Hailan suggested. Okay. Let Xiao Xian find a tutor that he's satisfied with. It needs to be a full-time tutor that you're satisfied with. That way he'll be more obedient. Gu Lingqing agreed immediately. Really? Zhou Hailan was excited. You think so too? I'll pay for the tutor. He'll be more obedient when he lives with you in the future. After all, he listens to you more. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Zhou Heilan's smile disappeared. What do you mean? Gu Lingqing looked deeply at Zhou Heilan. When you were in poor health, you entrusted Xiao Xian to me. I thought about sending someone to take care of you and your son. Xiaoyan happened to be alone. I was worried that he would be lonely, so I took Xiao Xian with me. But after I took him over, I realized that Xiao Xian's heart isn't with me. Since that's the case, I should respect Xiao Xian's decision and let him follow you. In the future, you can find someone you can trust to take care of you. I'll pay for it. Zhou Heilan's eyes dimmed. He said anxiously, You brought Xiao Xian back because you thought Xiaoyan would be lonely? Is Xiao Xian just a playmate of Baiye's son in your heart? I don't need to explain to others what Xiao Xian is to me. If that's what you think, I can't do anything about it. In fact, Xiao Xian only wants to be with you and only listens to you. Gu Lingqing's eyes turned cold. Zhou Heilan was annoyed when he didn't hear the answer he wanted. Gu Lingqing, wake up. You only care about Baiye, but Baiye must be dead. If Baiye isn't dead, why didn't she come back? I really don't know what you're thinking. Xiao Xian is your flesh and blood. How do you treat him? Do you have feelings for him or are you heartless? How do you think I treat Xiao Xian? Do you think that I don't treat Xiao Xian well? Then take Xiao Xian away, Gu Lingqing said coldly. If you were sincere to Xiao Xian, you wouldn't have driven him away so easily. Zhou Heilan was agitated. He clenched his fists and complained. Am I the one who drove him away? His heart is with you. He runs away from home to be with you. He only listens to you when he's with me. If that's the case, I should fulfill his wish. Gu Lingqing frowned and made up his mind. Zhou Heilan saw his determination. Then ask him what he wants. Will you give him whatever he wants? If he wants to stay, he must listen to me. If he wants to go with you, I'll pay for the nanny or tutor you hire. That's it. It's too late. We'll talk about it tomorrow. After Gu Lingqing finished speaking, he returned to his room and closed the door. He was in a bad mood and threw his suit jacket on the sofa. Everyone told him that Baiye was dead. 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 Instantly he was in a bad mood. He took the red wine from the wine cabinet, opened it, and gulped it down like drinking water. Wu Nian came out of the bathroom. She peeled the egg and lay on the bed, rolling on the bruises. Although she was injured, she felt warm when she thought of Gu Yan's cute and handsome face. She felt that the pain was worth it. The warm egg on the skin of the waist also felt very warm, as if the waist did not feel any pain. After she was done, she lay on the bed. She missed Gu Yan, and the corner of her mouth turned up. She must take a lot of pictures of Gu Yan on Sunday, and put them in her phone to reminisce. Her phone rang. She picked it up. Although it was a series of numbers, she remembered that it was Gu Lingqing's. She took a deep breath, sat up, answered the call, and said respectfully, Mr. Gu. Why are you calling me Mr. Gu? Do you know who I am to you? Gu Lingqing shouted. Ha! Wu Nian did not understand what he said. There was a strange feeling in her heart. I said you're dead. You're dead. You're not dead, right? You're still alive and well. You'll come back to me, right? Gu Lingqing asked two questions, right? Wu Nian could tell that he was a little tongue-tied. His current state was not his usual state. He should be drunk. Speak. Speak. Don't be silent, Gu Lingqing ordered. Mr. Gu, it's very late now. Your children should be asleep. You'll wake them up if you speak so loudly, Wu Nian said softly. I'm outside. They can't hear me. They can't hear me. The second half of Gu Lingqing's sentence was very soft, as if he was falling asleep. Wu Nian asked worriedly, Where are you now? Have you forgotten? You told me not to let Gu Yan be alone with Zhou Heilan. Miss Zhou is staying at your place now. The more Wu Nian thought about it, the more worried he became. He got up from the bed, grabbed his bag and rushed out. Hee hee hee. Gu Lingqing laughed foolishly. There was pain in his laughter. Since you care about Gu Yan so much, you should come and see him in person. Haven't you always wanted to find Gu Yan? Gu Yan is our child. Come back. Come back alive to see him. Xiaoya, I miss you so much. Come back, come back. Every time Gu Lingqing called Xiaoya, Wu Nian felt sad. Mr. Gu, you've got the wrong person. I'm not Baiya. Where are you now? Wu Nian entered the elevator. I'm. Gu Lingqing paused and did not say anything. Wu Nian was anxious. Where? There was no sound from Gu Lingqing's side. Wu Nian suspected that Gu Lingqing had fallen asleep. She became even more anxious. Ding. The elevator reached the first floor. Wu Nian rushed out from the elevator. Then, he braked and turned back. Chapter 327. Su Jiaran felt someone's gaze on him. He raised his head and saw a chubby figure running outside. He wasn't interested in those who were chubby or slightly chubby. Wu Nian got on a taxi, gave the driver the address of Gu Lingqing's house, and called Lu Shuang. Cool girl, you haven't slept yet, right? Nope, Xiaobao is still playing with a gun. I'm so dizzy, he won't let go after playing with it. I just remembered a joke. Little girls play with dolls, little boys play with guns. When they grow up, it's the other way round. Lu Shuang laughed to himself after saying that. Wu Nian understood the meaning of the joke, but she wasn't in the mood to chat with Lu Shuang. Cool girl, can you help me locate a phone's current address? Should be able to. I'll ask Shinian. Send me the phone number, Lu Shuang said straightforwardly. Thank you, cool girl. Wu Nian said, feeling touched. There's no need to thank me between us. Lu Shuang hung up the phone. Wu Nian sent the phone number over. The phone rang again. Wu Nian saw it was Gu Lingqing's number, so she quickly picked it up and complained. Where are you? You stopped talking halfway. Gu Lingqing still didn't say anything. Wu Nian's heart was like an ant on a hot pan. Are you Gu Lingqing? If not, please talk to me. There was no reply from Gu Lingqing's side. Wu Nian raised the decibel. If you do this again, I'll be angry. Is it fun to play with people in the middle of the night? I am. Gu Lingqing's voice was finally heard. Hearing his voice, Wu Nian felt a little relieved. She sighed. Where are you? I'm already on my way to your house. I'm at home. Gu Lingqing was silent for a while. He had a strange expression on his face and explained. I drank a little too much. Sorry. Wu Nian thought of what he said before. She felt sour in her heart again. She took a deep breath. Since he was at home and sounded sober, there was no need for her to go. She thought it was stupid to rush out of the hotel. Since you're at home, I won't come over. Rest early. Wu Nian hung up the phone and ordered the driver. Go back to Oasis Hotel. Gu Lingqing twisted the bridge of his nose and slightly lowered his head. Water droplets dripped down from his forehead, along his cold, resolute, and handsome face, dripping onto his collarbone. His body was drenched. He thought to himself, he was really ridiculously drunk just now. Why would he call Wu Nian to say those words? Was it just because Wu Nian's voice was similar to Xiaoya's that he had a misconception? Fortunately, even though he had taken a cold shower downstairs, his mind was much clearer. He lay down next to Xiao Yan and looked at his pink face. He missed Baiya. It had been 2 years. 2 years. Early in the morning, Gu Lingqing was woken up by the ringing of his phone. He turned off the sound and looked at Xiao Yan. The little boy had been awake for a long time. He looked at him with his big eyes. His eyes were like the stars. He did not say a word and was very obedient. Gu Lingqing smiled, kissed Xiao Yan on the forehead and answered the assistant's call. President Fu, I've sent the photos to your email. But I found something strange. Apart from asking the adults, I also asked the children. But the children are avoiding me on purpose. I think someone told them to do so. It's not normal. Zhang Xingyu reported. Are you afraid that the children will talk nonsense? Gu Lingqing was suspicious. But when he thought of Wu Nian's behavior yesterday, he felt that she should be a reliable person. I just caught a child and gave him 100 yuan. He said that Sister Wu Nian is a good person, and that they like Sister Wu Nian very much. They don't want Sister Wu Nian to leave and hope that Sister Wu Nian will visit them often. Zhang Xingyu said. What's the problem? Gu Lingqing did not hear the problem. Isn't Wu Nian a teacher here? Why do they call her Sister Wu Nian? Gu Lingqing frowned. He did not think there was a problem. Then why don't you catch another child and ask him? I did, and then they caught me. I just ran out. Zhang Xingyu said innocently. Gu Lingqing. Then come back. I know what to do. He got up and went to brush his teeth with Gu Yan. When he opened the door, Zhou Hailan and Gu Ruoxin were standing at the door. Dad, I want to live with you. I'll be obedient in the future. Gu Ruoxin took the initiative and said. Okay. Gu Lingqing replied. I'll go cook wontons for you. Lingqing, I'll help you. Zhou Hailan followed Gu Lingqing into the kitchen and said. You said yesterday that you will choose a tutor that Xiao Xian likes. Does that still count? It does. After all, Xiao Xian might not like the tutor that Yan likes. It's better to teach them separately. Gu Lingqing followed Zhou Hailan's words and said. He opened the fridge and saw bags of frozen wontons. The names of the fillings were written on the bags. The handwriting was a little ugly, but it was very careful. Gu Lingqing took out 2 bags and boiled some water. Seeing that Zhou Hailan was still there, she looked at him suspiciously. Is there anything else? Can't you replace Miss Wu? I'm worried that she won't like Xiao Xian. Zhou Hailan went straight to the point. Don't try to measure the heart of a gentleman with the heart of a villain. Ms. Wu always said good and bad things about little Xian in front of me, such as filial piety, righteousness, intelligence, and so on. Therefore, she will treat little Xian and little Yan equally. Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice and walked out of the kitchen. Did she really say that? Zhou Hailan did not believe it. Some people, even if they know that other people are not good, they don't want to say it out loud. As for others, they judge others based on their own actions and feel that others are not good. Their narrow-mindedness and broad-mindedness can be seen from their own speculations of others. Gu Lingqing spoke frankly. Zhou Hailan's face strangely turned a little red. She lowered her head and said, Maybe I really think too much. I won't have breakfast. I'll go back now. I've troubled you for the whole night. Ask Xiao Xian to stay with you for 2 days. Let him accompany you. Gu Lingqing said casually. What about you and Yan? Where are you going? Zhou Hailan was jealous. A client asked me to go fishing. I can't take care of 2 kids by myself. I'll have to trouble you to take care of Xiao Xian. Gu Lingqing, don't you think you're being biased? You give little Yan the good food and fun things first. Even when you attend your friend's banquet, you only bring little Yan. Is little Xian so insignificant in your heart? Zhou Hailan said angrily. Xiao Xian and Yan both looked at them. Gu Lingqing looked at Zhou Hailan unhappily. Chapter 328. That night, Wu Nian did not sleep well. She finally fell asleep at 4 o'clock and woke up at 7:15. When she woke up, she remembered what Gu Lingqing had said. Since you care about Xiao Yan so much, you should come and see him yourself. Haven't you always wanted to find Xiao Yan? Xiao Yan is our child. Come back alive to see him. Xiaoya, I miss you so much. She closed her eyes. Her heart was very sour, like a surging flood that was about to burst out of the dam. She could not sleep anymore, so she got up, changed into her sportswear, and went for a run in the park behind the hotel. After running 1 lap, 2 laps, her heart suddenly hurt badly. She covered her heart and squatted down to relieve the pain, as if an awl had pierced into her heart. Beauty, are you okay? A familiar voice sounded. Wu Nian looked at the person with a pale face. It was actually Su Jiran. Subconsciously, she did not want to have anything to do with him anymore. Go away. Wu Nian said unhappily. Su Jiran was stunned. He looked at Wu Nian, and a complicated look flashed across his eyes. He carried Wu Nian and said, Your condition is very bad. I'll send you to the hospital first. Wu Nian wanted to push Su Jiran away, but she did not have the strength. She was placed in the car by Su Jiran. Do you have water? Wu Nian asked. Su Jiran took out a bottle of mineral water from the storage box, opened the cap, and handed it to Wu Nian. She gulped down a few mouthfuls, and her breath became smooth. The pain in her heart eased a lot. She looked at Su Jiran and said, My heart doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you for your help. I think I should rest more. Wu Nian was about to get out of the car when Su Jiran blocked her way. I think you should go to the hospital. It doesn't look good. I know my body's condition. It's my choice whether to go to the hospital or not. I'm grateful that you're willing to help me, but forcing me to do something I don't want to do is annoying and disgusting. Move away, Wu Nian said sternly. Su Jiran didn't get angry. Instead, he smiled wickedly. I saved your life. Is this how you treat your benefactor? Baiya took out some money from his pocket, chose a 100 yuan note, and stuffed it into the bag behind the chair. Thank you. Ehe. Su Jiran laughed happily. Pretty lady, leave me your contact number. Wu Nian stared at Su Jiran's devilishly charming face. In terms of appearance, he could indeed make all living things fall head over heels for him. However, she knew Su Jiran's habits too well. Do you have a pen? Wu Nian asked. Su Jiran smirked. He took out a pen from the storage box and handed it to Wu Nian. Right on my palm. Wu Nian held his hand and wrote a series of numbers on his palm. Have you had breakfast? Su Jiran's eyes shone with a strange light as he looked at her and asked. I've eaten. I have something to do later. Wu Nian crawled out from under his arm. Su Jiran didn't stop him. He sat in the back seat lazily and looked at Wu Nian's back. His evaluation of her was that she was a little plump, had a pretty face, could be said to be perfect, had fair skin, a beautiful face, and a big weapon. Most importantly, her voice was the same as Baiya's. Just the fact that their voices were the same was enough to make up for her shortcoming of being slightly plump. Su Jiran picked up his phone and saved her number. He smiled and dialed the number. I'm sorry, the number you have dialed does not exist. Su Jiran frowned and a trace of annoyance flashed in his eyes. He looked in the direction where Wu Nian disappeared. Was she playing with him? Wu Nian went back to her room and lay on the bed. She closed her eyes and rested. She didn't want to die yet. She wanted to be with Xiao Yan and him. Maybe it was because her heart was not feeling well, or maybe she had exercised, or maybe it was because she didn't have enough sleep to begin with, so she fell asleep again. At 10:30 a.m., she was woken up by the phone. She saw that it was Lu Shuang and picked it up. Shuang Niu. I've settled Xiaobao down. He's outside your hotel now. Are you awake? Let's go out and play together. Lu Shuang was as excited as if he had just been released from a birdcage and could fly freely. Give me 5 minutes. Wu Nian said. She hung up the phone, brushed her teeth and washed up again. She tied her hair into a ponytail and changed into a purple and white spaghetti strap dress before going downstairs. Lu Shuang whistled and waved with a smile. Beauty, over here. Wu Nian walked toward Lu Shuang and sat in the front passenger seat. She fastened her seatbelt and looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang's hair was down, and he was wearing a high-collared cheongsam. But Wu Nian saw the hickey on his neck and felt guilty. Well, you asked me to help you find the location of your phone yesterday. Why did you cancel it? Lu Shuang asked. The owner of the phone called me and told me where it is, Wu Nian said simply. The owner of the phone? Gu Lingqing, Lu Shuang guessed. Wu Nian didn't say anything. She lowered her eyes. Her long eyelashes left a black silhouette under her eyelids, covering the undercurrent in her eyes. Lu Shuang understood. You only care so much about his matters. Besides him, there's also you, Wu Nian said with certainty. I'm sorry. I made you suffer yesterday, right? That beast might have been a monk in his previous life. Lu Shuang said unhappily. Ah, don't mention him. My waist hurts when I talk about him. Are you really not going to tell Gu Lingqing? Wu Nian shook her head. Don't mention him either. My heart aches. Today is our day. Let's have fun. Ha 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 ha. Let me correct you. It's not my waist that hurts. My kidney hurts. Ha ha ha. Lu Shuang said optimistically. Her laughter infected her. Wu Nian smiled and looked out of the window. Where are we going? A nice paradise. Shiniyan brought me there once. We can fish, ride horses, sing songs, play golf, and all kinds of entertainment. There's also a food buffet. It's not bad. Most importantly, there are many handsome guys. Aha! Lu Shuang was happy when he thought about it. Aren't you worried that Shiniyen's spies might be there? Wu Nian said worriedly. I stole Shiniyen's card and entered the VIP area. Not everyone can come in. Besides, I've only been here once. They probably won't remember me. Besides, I'm here to have fun with you. It's fine even if Shiniyen knows about it, Lu Shuang analyzed. As long as it's fine. Wu Nian held Lu Shuang's hand. I'll find a way to help you escape from Shiniyen. Let's not talk about him anymore. Now not only my waist and kidney hurt, but my whole body hurts. Lu Shuang said jokingly. However, in this world, some people would not appear even if you didn't mention them. Wu Nian and Lu Shuang met Gu Lingqing, Gu Lingqing's children, and Gu Lingqing's friends the moment they entered the VIP area. Chapter 329. Wu Nian caught the surprise in Gu Lingqing's eyes. When his eyes moved from Wu Nian's face to Lu Shuang's face, he was even more shocked, and his eyebrows were slightly knitted. Wu Nian felt guilty and lowered his eyes. Lu Shuang twitched the corner of his mouth, covered his mouth, and said to Wu Nian in a low voice, You and Gu Lingqing are really fated to run into each other. This place has been very popular in the past year. Many rich and powerful people come here to have fun. The chances of running into him on the weekend are very high. Wu Nian's lips did not move, but his voice came from the gap between his teeth. So, are you going to say hello to him now or not? Lu Shuang asked worriedly for Wu Nian. Those are all his friends. Going to say hello to him is like taking advantage of the heat. I think it's better not to. Let's get something to eat, and try to sit as far away from them as possible. Wu Nian said. Seeing that Gu Lingqing was still looking at her, she nodded, pulled Lu Shuang away, and sat in the corner on the far right. He must be very curious now about how I know you and I came to eat together. Lu Shuang said with a smile. Just follow our original plan. Calm down, I'll go get something to eat. Wu Nian stood up, went to the steak place, ordered a steak, and stood there waiting. Behind her, a strong masculine aura was approaching. Wu Nian did not need to turn around to know who it was. She straightened her back and tried to calm herself down. Lu Shuang was her only friend, and they would definitely meet again in the future. Sooner or later, Gu Lingqing would know that she and Lu Shuang were friends. However, it was much earlier than she expected. What a coincidence! Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Wu Nian turned around and pretended to be surprised. She smiled and greeted respectfully. Mr. Gu, what a coincidence indeed. The girl who came with you is your friend? Gu Lingqing asked tentatively. Yes, Shuang Niu and I are fated. She took good care of me when I came to City A. Wu Nian didn't deny it. She didn't introduce you to a job? Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian suspiciously. She asked me to be her family's nanny, but I felt that friendship would deteriorate if it became an employer-employee relationship, so I refused. Wu Nian replied. He looked at the chef and deliberately changed the topic. I want the black pepper flavor, medium well. Yesterday, Gu Lingqing wanted to say something but stopped. I drank too much. You don't have to take what I said to heart, Gu Lingqing explained. Wu Nian smiled. You mistook me for someone else yesterday. You called me Baiya. I guess that you were drunk and wouldn't take it to heart. It's better to drink less. It's not good for your health. Gu Lingqing answered and put the plate in front of the chef. Filet mignon, thank you. Both of them stood and waited without saying a word. Wu Nian could feel Gu Lingqing's breath on her neck. It was very uncomfortable. People said that time passed like a year. Now she was passing like an hour. She scratched her hair and exhaled. She looked left and right to prevent herself from looking like she had nothing to do. Is your waist better? Gu Lingqing asked in a low voice. Wu Nian looked at Gu Lingqing. I rolled it with eggs yesterday. It worked well. It doesn't hurt anymore today. Thank you for your concern, Mr. Gu. Your black pepper steak is ready, the chef said. Oh, thank you. Wu Nian took the plate and couldn't wait to leave. She said to Gu Lingqing perfunctorily, Mr. Gu, please go ahead. I'm a little hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'll eat first. Wu Nian nodded and left before Gu Lingqing could reply. She saw that Lu Shuang had already taken a table full of dishes. I'll be quick. Lu Shuang smiled. I haven't been out for a long time. I miss these delicious dishes. Wu Nian was amused by Lu Shuang's cute expression. She sat down opposite her. Quick. Gu Lingqing is here. He didn't order a piece for you. I'll queue up after he leaves. What flavor do you want? I can get it myself. I saw Gu Lingqing go over immediately after you went over. What did he ask you? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. I'll answer according to what I've prepared. There won't be any problems. But today is our day. I don't want him to affect our mood. If we see him fishing, we'll go horseback riding. If we see him riding a horse, we'll go fishing or singing. We'll split up. Wu Nian suggested. You're a good sister. I didn't sacrifice my body to protect you in vain. Cheers. Lu Shuang raised his wine glass. You drove here today. Can you drink? Wu Nian stopped her. It's not like we're going to leave after this meal. I don't drink much, so I'll be able to get rid of the alcohol in 4 hours. Today we're having a good time as sisters. Come, don't spoil the mood. Lu Shuang said casually and clinked Wu Nian's glass of red wine. She drank it all in one gulp. Wu Nian noticed something was wrong. Cool girl, is there something on your mind? Lu Shuang smiled brightly. What's on my mind? Shinian went abroad today. I'm happy. He doesn't allow me to drink. I'm not his pet. Even if I'm a pet, I have the freedom to teach my friends. I can even bark when I'm unhappy. Wu Nian knew that Lu Shuang was unhappy. She held Lu Shuang's hand. I'm sorry. I dragged you into this. How could you drag me into this? Shinian set me up 5 years ago. You're my only comfort. I feel that I still have some value. Today I'll drink with my sister. We won't go home until we're drunk. Lu Shuang poured himself another big glass. He drank it and laughed in satisfaction. Wu Nian didn't dare to get drunk. She still had to take care of Lu Shuang. They were both drunk. Were they going crazy? Cool girl. Do you remember the time we went camping together? Ma Rong and Wu Dahai were a couple at that time. They were so lovey-dovey in front of us. Wu Nian asked. I remember. The two of them were so lovey-dovey. Now that I think about it, I get goosebumps. I heard that Wu Dahai quit medicine and went into business. After that, he found a woman in her 40s as his lover. Ma Rong was furious. She had a miscarriage and was infertile. But that woman gave birth to a son for Wu Dahai. Wu Dahai moved in with that woman. I'm speechless that Ma Rong didn't want a divorce. Lu Shuang sighed. In a certain environment, anger will lead to irrationality. Unwillingness will lead to bigotry. Ma Rong thought that if she was hurt, she wouldn't get a divorce. She wouldn't give way to the woman who destroyed her family, so that they could never be together openly. But she didn't know that she was using her youth, life, and happiness to cultivate resentment and anger. In the end, she will be the one who will be unhappy for the rest of her life. Wu Nian advised. Lu Shuang held Wu Nian's hand. You used to be a psychiatrist. Are you hinting at something? Chapter 330. Hearing Gu Lingqing's voice, Wu Nian's heart skipped a beat. She was so absorbed in talking that she didn't notice that Gu Lingqing had walked over. She squinted at Gu Lingqing and nodded respectfully. I studied this subject in college because the children in the orphanage might have some psychological problems, but I'm not good at it. Hehehe, Gu Lingqing, do you think she is like Baiya? Lu Shuang laughed and poked through the thin layer of paper first. Gu Lingqing looked at Lu Shuang. She is indeed like Baiya. Her voice is similar, and her experience is similar. Baiya also studied psychology in the orphanage when she was a child. By the way, their personalities are also similar. But since you mess with one of my friends, don't mess with my other friend. Lu Shuang's eyes darkened. He warned her coldly. Cool girl. Wu Nian shouted. She stood up and smiled at Gu Lingqing apologetically. Then she said to Lu Shuang, I am now a tutor in Mr. Gu's family. Quit your job. I can still afford to support you. Lu Shuang said directly. I want to earn my own living, Wu Nian replied. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian and said in a low voice, since your friend has scruples about me, then forget it. An unhappy beginning won't end well. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice, turned around and left. Wu Nian's eyes dimmed. He sat back on the chair weakly. He looked like he was cutting the steak calmly, but in fact, his shoulders drooped like a rooster that had lost a fight. Lu Shuang understood Wu Nian's sadness. He said apologetically, "Did I use too much strength?" Wu Nian shook her head. "No, you did a very good job. You pointed it out directly, so people wouldn't think too much. Gu Lingqing must have his reasons for not hiring me." "There is one thing." Lu Shuang wanted to say something but stopped. "The orphanage called me today. Gu Lingqing sent his assistant to the orphanage to investigate you." Wu Nian smiled. "It's reasonable. I am here to take care of his son. He often goes on business trips, so he must be worried about me. It's always good to be careful. Then what will you do now? You must want to take care of Yan, right?" Lu Shuang felt sorry for Wu Nian. "I can still apply to be a teacher in Yan's school. Perhaps this is the arrangement of the heavens. No matter how valiant you are, you can't change your fate. What's in your life is bound to happen. And what's in your life is always forced," Wu Nian said optimistically. Her past experience really told her not to force things. Otherwise, in the end, she would just suffer the consequences of her own actions. She raised her glass and clinked it with Lu Shuang's. "I'll only drink this glass." Lu Shuang snatched the wine glass from Bai Ye's hand and put it on the table. "I'm not drinking anymore. What's so good about red wine? It's sour and astringent. Let's eat more and go karaoke. I'll call some handsome guys to accompany us. I can sing, but not handsome men." "I have a feeling that Sheniyan's spy is here." Wu Nian was worried. Lu Shuang sneered and patted the table domineeringly. "So what? He Sheniyan has countless women. He already has a wife. He only cares about fire prevention for the officials, but he doesn't allow the common people to light lamps. Screw his stupid grandfather." "That's true. Instead of spending your energy on others and living a life full of self-pity, why not spend your energy on yourself? Live however you want. Even if you're in a cage, you have to live beautifully," Wu Nian said. She picked up the glass of red wine on the table and drank it in one gulp. She didn't eat much. She only ate a piece of steak and stopped eating. She chatted with Lu Shuang and talked about the interesting things about Xiao Bao with a gentle smile on her face. Lu Shuang finished all the food on the table and held his swollen stomach. "Don't you want to eat more? This piece of steak is enough for me to eat for a day. My stomach isn't good, and it hurts if I eat too much," Wu Nian said softly. Lu Shuang sighed. "There are too many hormones in the drug research this time. You're eating so little, but you're still getting fatter. It's not easy for me to be alive. I don't care about my appearance and body size. But aren't you afraid that you'll become a little fat cat by eating so much?" Wu Nian teased with a smile. "I want to eat until I become an invincible fatty in the universe. That way, Shinian will definitely abandon me. But I'm worried that after he abandons me, he won't provide you with the drug anymore. It's so contradictory." Lu Shuang held his chin and stared at Wu Nian. "I'm sorry, Lu Shuang," Wu Nian said apologetically. "Haha, it's okay. Look at my mouth. I don't know how to talk. I didn't mean it that way. Don't misunderstand." Lu Shuang scratched his head and said honestly. She had known Lu Shuang for so many years. She knew Lu Shuang's character very well. He was straightforward, loyal, and carefree. He said whatever was on his mind. He didn't have many thoughts, and he wouldn't be jealous or frame others. He was a magnanimous gentleman, a pure and cute person. But in the end, she was the one who caused Lu Shuang to provoke Shiniyan. "Cool girl, don't worry about me. Go and live the life you want," Wu Nian said in a deep voice. "Hee, I'm sure my bestie will be in the life I want. Let's go and sing." Lu Shuang changed the topic cheerfully. Wu Nian nodded, and they went out together. "Dad, isn't that Auntie Xiao Nian?" Gu Yan saw Wu Nian and asked Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Nian's back as he left. "She's busy. Later, Dad will bring you to the amusement park." "Didn't she see me?" Gu Yan asked disappointedly. Gu Lingqing squatted down in front of Gu Yan. "Xiao Yan, I don't think Ms. Wu is suitable to be our family's tutor. I'll interview some other tutors tomorrow. You and Xiao Xian will come too. We'll choose one that you like, okay? Gu Yan's eyes turned red. He looked at him with his big, watery eyes. He pursed his lips and didn't say a word. Xiao Yan, do you want to eat cake? Gu Lingqing asked gently. Gu Yan nodded. Gu Lingqing patted Gu Yan's head, got up and walked towards the cake. Gu Yan turned around and ran out of the door. After he got out of the elevator, he finally saw Wu Nian. He shouted, "Auntie Xiao Nian, Xiao Nian." Wu Nian stopped when she heard Gu Yan's voice. She turned around and saw Gu Yan running towards her. Her heart felt as if it had been hit by a fawn, and it rippled again and again. This child seems to like you very much. Is it because of the bond between mother and son? Lu Shuang sighed. Wu Nian squatted down. Gu Yan ran to her and said with red eyes, "Dad said you won't be coming to my house to tutor tomorrow. Is that true? If I go to your house to tutor, I'll be your teacher. You have to call me Auntie Xiao Nian. If you don't go, we can be friends. You can just call me Xiao Nian. Xiao Yan, am I right?" Wu Nian smiled lovingly. You're tuning in to the Echoes of the Heart YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.